There's a lot of red, white, and blue on the field today. America's pastime takes center stage as the Nats and the Cubs get together on Masson.
Washington Nationals baseball.
Where would you rather be on the 4th of July? How about our nation's capital with the Cubs in town? 1-4 against the Nats. Happy 4th of July to you right here on Independence Day. And we know we will hear from Chicago fans today. They're always in the ballpark. Bob and FP. And some injuries to talk about. Ryan Zimmerman not in the lineup today. Michael Morse wanted to be, but the Nats want to give him another day.
Yeah, Ryan Zimmerman's feeling a little soreness in his abs. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt when he hits. It hurts when he fields. It hurts when he throws. And a little sore when he runs the bases. So Davey Johnson giving him a day off today. There's a chance he'll pinch hit, but if he does pinch hit, he'll definitely be pinch ran for.
All right, now the Cubs had to make a change today. Ryan Dempster not going. They're going with a rookie, Casey Coleman. And the Nats going with one of their young guys. And Jordan Zimmermann gave up not a single earned run his last time out. And that ERA keeps tumbling down.
8 consecutive starts allowing 2 runs or less, and in 5 of those starts, he's allowed 1 run or less. 93 pitches his last time out. He was fantastic. Only 20 walks in 102 2/3 innings. He's the real deal, folks.
And then on the other side of the ball, this is the time of the year when offenses are supposed to be just going crazy and hitting the ball all over the place. We're still waiting for that from our ball club.
Yeah, Ryan Dempster scratched today for the Cubs, so Casey Coleman going. So a good opportunity for a guy that got called up from AAA, didn't think he was starting, for the Nats offense to get it going.
He did beat the Nats here at Nationals Park, and the Cubs have won 7 straight here. Maybe Roger Bernardino does something about that at the top of the lineup. 2 for 5 yesterday. The bat's going well, 292 over his last 25 games. Then there's the speed, the dive, and the glove. That's a great athlete in the outfield for Washington. Masson, brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. Beautiful day here. The sun is trying to break through the clouds. We've had cloud cover all morning. That may help keep it a little more comfortable for some of the folks downstairs on a 90-degree Independence Day. Visit Train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Humidity reasonable today. Cubs come to town, 15 games under 500. They're 35-50 and 10 games back of Milwaukee and St. Louis in the NL Central. STARLIN Castro becomes the youngest member of the Chicago organization in their history, and it's been a long one, to go to the All-Star game. Castro is just 20 years of age from the Dominican, and he's a budding star in this league. We'll see about Jordan Zimmermann against the National League's third leading batting average offense. The Cubs are hitting .262.
Remember, last time out for Zimmermann took that tough 1-0 loss at Anaheim. It was the 4 o'clock start shadow duel with Dan Herron. He allowed 1 run, and it was unearned on 4 singles, walked 1, struck out 4. Like I said in the open, 8 consecutive starts allowing 2 runs or less, and in 5 of those, he's allowed 1 run or less. The defense behind Jordan Zimmermann today, Nix, Bernardino, and Worth in the outfield. Desmond and Alex Cora getting the start for Ryan Zimmerman at third base. Espinosa and Stairs on the right side doing the catch and pudge. And Jason Worth got smoked in the wrist yesterday, and he is doing fine. In the lineup today, he got hit right above his wrist guard. Half the ball hit him on the wrist guard, half the ball hit him on the arm, and he had broken his wrist in the past. He knew he was okay because the pain was shooting up his arm instead of down toward his hand. Last time when he broke his wrist, it went toward his hand, so he knew he was okay right away.
First pitch of the ball game, 106 up and in to Kosuke Fukudome. Hitting .278 with a really good on-base percentage of .383. He'll loft one to left, and Lance Nix is right there. If you like umps named Mike, today's your day. Winters, 21-year veteran crew chief behind the plate. Everett, 13-year veteran at first. Mike Michelinski, rookie umpire at third, and then Chris Guccione is at second base.
I'm just going to go with Mike Guccione at second base. It'll be a lot easier for me.
Here's DARWIN Barney, hitting .297, and right now he's the hottest Cub hitter. Barney is a 4th-round draft pick of the Cubs 4 years ago. He's out of Portland, Oregon, and he is on an 8-game hitting streak, 11 for 33, and Jordan Zimmermann has worked so far here like he's got to make it to a 3:30 barbecue.
He's got fireworks to see.
1 ball and 1 strike. Barney hitting at .297. Hit .241 in his Cub debut in 30 games last year. They traded Ryan Theriot over to the Dodgers. Since then, he's gone to St. Louis, and they handed second base to this young man. 1-2 delivery, fastball off the plate.
A couple of the best young second basemen in the game today.
And a 2-2 to Barney with a target outside from Pudge. That's right where Zimmermann put it. Jordan's career record, 9-14. One previous career start against the Cubs, it did not go well with a .675 ERA. That was back in 09 on July 8th here. 5 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs on 6 hits. He would have surgery shortly thereafter. Oh, they're going to say he went around. And Barney can't believe it. He tried to get his body out of the way, and evidently the bat came whipping around for the strikeout.
Yeah, I don't think he swung, but the way he spun around with his upper half, I guess you could make the case that he went, but his bat never really went. I mean, to me, that's not a swing.
His bat kind of stopped and then went right over the top away from home plate. Interesting.
Talked to Mike Quaddy before the game, and he's been very frustrated with some of the calls not going the Cubs' way this season. He's been ejected 3 times this year. And it took all of 2 batters into this game for him to be frustrated once again.
STARLIN Castro, 300 for the Cubs in 125 games last year. He's going to the All-Star game, hitting .312, 9th in the league. And obviously, if you're a young shortstop, 20 years of age and hitting .312, you can go to the All-Star game even if you've made 16 errors. Young shortstops. Ian Desmond knows all about the travails of that position, and a lot of great young infielders really struggled defensively their first full year in the big leagues.
Oh, they struggled with the routine play. With STARLIN Castro, you see him on every highlight reel there is. He can make the spectacular play, but it's the focus and the concentration on the routine ground ball. It's given him trouble at times, and I think when you talk to most managers, most GMs, that's a challenge for a young player, making the routine play, and that's what it's all about at this level.
3 balls and a strike with Aramis Ramirez next. Interesting, Castro got called up last year, May 7th, after hitting .376 at AA Tennessee. And then he proceeded to be number 3 among National League rookies in doubles and multi-hit games, 4th in hits, and 7th in total bases. And the Cubs knew they had a starting shortstop for the future. 3-2 from Zimmerman. Throws it right by him. And a 1-2-3 top of the first. How about a 1-2-3 on the 4th for Zimmerman to get things going? On a great holiday in D.C. Nationals lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Ivan Rodriguez. Look at Pudge, a .307 hitter in day ball games over his career. 2,842 hits. Interesting that Alex Cora is up in the number 2 spot. And then everybody gets shuffled around. Espinosa bumped up to number 3 with Ryan Zimmerman out of there today. Interesting lineup that Davey Johnson will throw out there against Casey Coleman.
And Casey Coleman's 17th career start, 9th of this year, was just recalled from AAA Iowa for today's start. Ryan Dempster had intestinal problems. He was a late scratch today. His last start was June 28th against AAA Albuquerque. 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, struck out 4, and walked 1. Fastball, slider, curveball from Coleman. You see his unusual delivery, almost like he's pitching out of the stretch. Turns his back to you, then goes.
Got a little bit of that Dennis Martinez going thing. Remember the El Presidente?
Good call. Yeah, very good call.
He used to kind of twist and turn toward home plate like that.
He's got the Jason Marquis step forward and then the little El Presidente.
Bernardina, and that ball goes right under the glove of the first baseman, Carlos Pena. The Cubs are the worst defensive team in the National League, and that's got to be error number 70.
And that's a very good fielding first baseman. Carlos Pena is as smooth as it gets over there. And he just took his eye off the baseball. Maybe not ready for it that early in the game. You look, he's looking ahead and not down. For you kids at home, you look right down into your glove, look that ball in. I think Carlos Pena was looking ahead a little too much, and that got underneath him. But that is a good defensive first baseman. And we just talked about making the routine play.
Only ball club in baseball with more errors than the Cubs, Texas, with 72. So Bernardina's aboard, and here's Alex Cora. And Alex, of course, when you really think about it, is a prototypical, by the old definition, number 2 hitter. He's a contact guy. He can bunt. He can run. He uses the entire field. He just doesn't get a chance to bat up at this part of the lineup very often for Washington.
He's just smart, great situational hitter. I mean, he's the kind of guy that if you put a hit and run on, he'll look out and see where the shortstop and second baseman are playing. You can see the shortstop close to the bag, and you know who's covering. So a lot of times as a hitter, you look out after you get a sign, and you do some homework, and if you get a pitch away, you hit it to shortstop if he's covering. If you get a pitch in, obviously you have to pull it. But if you look the way the defense is set up, a lot of times they'll tell you how they're going to pitch you.
Alex also makes contact, 14 strikeouts in 111 at-bats this year. So he makes contact about 87% of the time. Good batting eye. He doesn't walk a lot because he doesn't play a lot. Two pretty good takes right there, and the count's 2-0. By the way, the Cubs have won 7 consecutive games here in Washington. 3 last year, 4 the year before that. And in 2009, that was the Nationals' first 4 games out of the All-Star break under Jim Riggleman. 2-0 to CORA, and that's right in there. He's going to work the count here a little bit. "35 years of age, CORA, 13th year in the big leagues." Bernardina, that's a little closer. Roger had a bigger lead.
Well, Roger's got a green light. That means he can go anytime he wants. Davey Johnson might elect to put the stop sign on in certain counts, certain situations. But he's got the green light. And you always like to have the green light as a base runner. You hate to be told when you have to steal, because sometimes you get your best jumps when you're not told. I used to hate getting a steal sign, because then you know you're going on that pitch. You put a lot of pressure on yourself on that pitch to get a good jump. When you have the green light, you just go when you get your best jump.
And you heard Roger, if you watched Nats Extra yesterday, talking to Johnny Holliday about that, telling him, unless they put the hold sign on, I've got the freedom to go when I feel good. Well, he's really 12 for 12. He got called out once when he was safe. That time he barely gets back in, as Coleman almost caught him in a walking lead.
I think Casey Coleman has established he's got a nice quick move to first base. Bernardina leaning towards second right there, and he did get back just barely, but you see the jab step. And when you have a pitcher with quick feet and a quick arm and a quick throw over there, that's all it takes, a little flinch.
2-2 to CORA. Bernardina's running. Alex will foul it off to the left.
The defense for the Cubs today behind Casey Coleman: Soriano, Bird, and Fukudome in the outfield. Castro and Ramirez on the left side. Barney and Pena on the right side. And Giovanni Soto doing the catching. And that error that Carlos Pena just made was only his 3rd of the year.
Soto, by the way, 18 for 60 from behind the plate, 30%. 2-2. Bernardina back to the bag quicker this time.
That's the kind of lead that'll make you shorten up. You can feel those leads when you're out there. You can feel that throw over and know that, hey, if I get any farther, I'm out.
CORA's last 34 games, hitting .293. Trent Jewett will visit with Bernardina, who will have to shake some infield dirt out of his baseball pants.
You know, as boring as that is to watch at home, or if you're at the ballpark, you probably hear the fans booing right now. As a base runner, when you have to get back that many times that quick, it takes it out of you. If you've ever done up downs in football or burpees, it's kind of the same thing. Your legs start to burn, you start to breathe hard, and it takes a little bit out of you.
He's starting and then stopping. Wise decision on another CORA foul ball. How about the Nationals now? They're going to make this pitcher throw a bunch of pitches to just the first 2 hitters. Bernardina reaching on the error. And now a long count to CORA, 2-2 with a couple of foul balls.
And a great shot of Roger right there trying to catch his breath.
By the way, Casey Coleman had his 24th birthday yesterday. He got some nice news. You're going back to the big leagues. 2-2 pitch, inside target, runner going. CORA will pop it up. Bernardina finds the ball. And it'll be caught by Castro, who had gone to the second base bag and then retreated. Here's Danny Espinosa.
And Roger Bernardina's having a game in and of itself in one at bat at first base. All the throwovers, steal and get back. He's sucking gas here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, he's on such a regimen over there. When Trent Jewett talked to him, he said, "Sir, yes, sir." What drill is this? There's a strike to Espinosa, hitting .243. Cubs on the road this year, 15-24. The Nats are 24-15 at home. And against the East, the Cubs have only played 9 games all year. They've beaten the Marlins a couple, taken 2 out of 3 against the Mets, and lost 3 out of 4 to the Phillies. First time they've seen the Nats, and Washington will be in Chicago in August.
And look how far Danny Espinosa's come left-handed. He's hitting third today.
0-2 the count. He's hacking left center. Bernardina's going to make the turn and go to third. Soriano picks it up and gets it back in a hurry. 1-out double by Espinosa on an 0-2 pitch.
Well, he just missed the 0-1 pitch, and he was shaking his head after he fouled that ball straight back. So he was on the 0-1 pitch. And look at the 0-2 pitch from Coleman. And, folks, that was a center-cut fastball right down the middle. And I guarantee you, as soon as he let go of that baseball, he knew he made a mistake. What a great swing by Espinosa. Doubling the gap. Nats in business. First and third, 1 out.
Great speed out there now. And it'll be a big-time chance here. First inning for Lance Nix. 30 RBIs. Cubs middle infielders are back. Corner infielders are up, but not as far as the baselines. And of course, Lance, for the most part, is a fly ball hitter.
A lot of options here for Lance Nix. The one thing he wants to stay away from is the corners. The corners are in. Carlos Pena, that's the last place you want to hit it. So in this situation, you see the infield back, you're thinking big part of the ballpark, stay up the middle. You don't want to hit the ball to third, you don't want to hit the ball to first, and you definitely don't want to hit the ball back to the pitcher.
And Nix with a base hit. Espinosa following Bernardina. He'll stop at third. Lance Nix puts the Nationals on top.
He hit that ball so hard, I was wondering if Roger Bernardina was going to score from third, let alone Espinosa from second. You can't hit a ball on the ground any harder than this. Look at this swing. Got his foot down early. This is a very violent stroke, and look how quick that ball gets to Fukudome in right field. No chance for Espinosa to score on that. Now it's up to Jason Worth to drive in Danny Espinosa.
That run unearned because of the error. And Lance Nix hitting around 280 now with 31 RBIs after that. Way inside to Jason Worth, hitting just 223. Target is away. That's inside. He missed his spot by, well, the width of the plate and then some. 2-0. This is where you want your number 5 guy to be smelling an RBI and be aggressive if there's something right down the middle. That ball is well placed for a base hit. Scoring is Espinosa. Nick stops at second. Nationals lead 2-0.
Knock RBI from Jason Worth, and it might take about 5 minutes to clean up the pieces of his bat. There's one on the first base line, there's one at shortstop, there's one at third base. But the only one that matters is the baseball in right field. I mean, there was parts of a baseball bat all over the place. And for Jason Worth, he'll definitely take it.
And the Cubs, of course, were shading up the middle for a possible double play, costing Darwin Barney a chance to reach that ball. Still only 1 out, and now Matt Stairs coming up. Mark Riggins, the pitching coach for the Cubs. Here's Matt Stairs. He's one of 3 Nationals who have faced Casey Coleman before. He's 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs against them. Against him, Pudge is on deck. Bernardina had also faced this pitcher. And Stairs looks at a fastball on the outside corner. Matt Stairs, couple of RBIs in the last week, getting his batting average up over 150 finally. Targets in on 0-2. Breaking ball is way in there.
And Ryan Dempster, originally scheduled to start this game today for the Chicago Cubs, had some pains in his abdomen on Saturday. They rushed him to the hospital, thought he had appendicitis. It all checked out, but he's still just not feeling good for the Cubs. So all of a sudden, Casey Coleman gets called up from AAA, and he's in the middle of it here in the first.
And Ryan Dempster, 8-1 career against the Nats. And going back to the Montreal days with a 2.70 ERA, they really didn't mind not seeing that herky-jerky glove motion of his before he delivers the ball that can be very deceptive. And now Matt Stairs works the count back even, 2-2. This is only Coleman's 4th year in professional baseball. Highly regarded prospect for the Cubs. He strikes out Matt Stairs on a pitch diving down and away. 2 outs.
Oh, here's a guy that's been swinging the bat very well. Lined out to end yesterday's game. Was robbed of a base hit. You know about the go-ahead single the other night in the 8th inning. So he's locked in, looking for the ball middle in, and that's where he likes it. Likes the hard stuff middle in, so he can get his hands inside the baseball and go the other way.
Jordan Zimmermann staked to a 2-run lead. 14-pitch first inning for him. Pudge 0 for 3 career against Coleman.
And I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate with Davey Johnson as the manager. Told me the other day he's going to be catching every 3 days. So 2 days of Ramos, 1 day of Pudge, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, there have been some weeks where Pudge was waiting till the 4th day to get back there. And sometimes it depends on day games after night games, how it all gets figured out. Well, the way Pudge is swinging, that's good news.
The way Wilson Ramos is swinging, all of a sudden, that's good news. Both guys are starting to get hot.
Off to the right side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of folks are still coming in out there at the left center field gate down Half Street. We'll have a really good crowd by the time everybody gets in. Busy ballpark this weekend.
Now, where else would you rather be on the 4th of July than at a ball game? Abe's here. He'll be in the race later on.
And Pudge will be called out on a fastball to the outside corner. The Nationals scored 2 runs, one of them unearned. The error opened up the gates, and that hits by Espinosa, Nix, and Worth. Nice to see a crooked number
Top of the second inning. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Some great news today for Bryce Harper. He is heading to AA. He'll be playing tonight in Harrisburg after putting up some super numbers in Hagerstown. He hit .318 with 14 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 19 stolen bases. Nats GM Mike Rizzo saying he'll play a little more left field, but he definitely wants him acclimated to all the 3 outfield positions. After this season, he will head to the Arizona Fall League, and that is your PNC minor league report. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC for the achiever in you.
And Bryce Harper hit .343 in the Arizona Fall League last year with 7 RBIs in only 9 games. Scottsdale Ball Club won the AFL title out there. Here's Ramos Ramirez and Jordan Zimmerman, who misses outside 2-0.
So let me get this straight. Bryce Harper was made a senator on the 4th of July. Pretty cool.
Well, if the team was called the Presidents, that would really be something. 2-0. Good fastball by Zimmerman, 94 miles an hour.
That's going to be a big test for Bryce Harper. That was the toughest jump for me, and I know a lot of people feel the same. You're going from A-ball, and all of a sudden the best prospects from 3 different A-ball teams are bottlenecked into one team in AA. So when you get to AA, you get the guys that throw hard, but the guys that throw hard know where it's going. They're able to place their fastball, and they got off speed that they can throw for strikes. You go down to A-ball, it's just a bunch of good arms, and a lot of times they don't know where the ball is going, so it's going to be a big test for him, a big jump. But you know what? When he's got that lumber in his hand, I think he can hit anywhere.
Off-speed pitch, and that's foul.
I mean, I think he could hit at this level probably right now if you threw him in there, but there's so much more to the game than, you know, just hitting. It's about knowing when to take the extra base, when to gear down, you know, when you're down by 4 runs, just to go station to station, not be too aggressive. Hitting your cutoff, man, there's a lot of little things that go along with being a Major League Baseball player than just putting up good numbers.
And Ramirez becomes the 3rd strikeout victim of Jordan Zimmerman. Fly ball to left to start the ball game, and now 3 swinging strikes in a row.
Yeah, how about the stuff early from Jordan Zimmerman? He doesn't need any shadows today. He didn't need them in Anaheim. And when you have late life on your fastball like that, it is hard to catch up with.
Next up will be Carlos Pena, a first baseman that many Nats fans had interest in during the offseason when Washington was trying to figure out who their first baseman would be. He signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs on December 8th after hitting just .196 at Tampa Bay last year, but he had 28 homers and 84 RBIs. He's got a lot of power. That's high in the air out to deep center. Bernardino watching it, and he fumbles it right into the wall. Got back there. He was camped under it, and Pena's at third base.
Not the easiest play in the world, but I guarantee you Roger Bernardino will tell you he should have caught this baseball. He got back there in plenty of time. Not a routine play by any means, but the jump, maybe bracing for contact that wasn't there, but it just hits off the top of his glove. I guess we've been spoiled recently by Roger Bernardino. He's made so many great plays out there. You just figure he's going to make that one, but that was a tough play. That was 402 feet away from home plate.
Pena's first triple of the year, infield back for former Nat Marlon Byrd.
And trust me, in Expo, it looks a lot easier than it does at full speed. When you're running and your head is bouncing and bobbling like a bobblehead out there, the ball is bouncing around too. So as a center fielder, it's critical that you stay soft on your feet and your head stays still. The diving play that Roger made yesterday in left field, he dove for, and when diving, your head stays still. But when you're running, it's moving, and that's a lot harder than it looked.
And a swing and a foul tip by Byrd, who hit .264 in 74 games for the 05 Nats, and then .233 in 78 games for the ball club in 06 before moving on to a very productive 3 years in Texas. .293 with 12 homers, 66 RBIs for the Cubs last year. And just 3 homers, 11 RBIs so far. Defensive swing, to say the least.
You usually see defensive swings with 2 strikes on borderline pitches. That was up and away, clearly a ball.
He's got that left face guard on. That's a good breaking ball. BYRD activated from the DL last Saturday. He was out 6 weeks with multiple facial fractures when hit below the left eye with a pitch May 21st in Boston. This is one of the most positive guys you could have in your clubhouse. Zimmerman breaking ball, and then Jordan couldn't get it as BYRD just stroked it up the middle. Zimmerman falling off toward the first base side, and the Cubs are on the board.
That's a good two-strike swing. Pretty good pitch down and away, but you saw the emergency swing earlier on the fastball up and away, and BYRD just sticks his bat out there. That is good two-strike hitting in an RBI situation.
And some assorted boos for Alfonso Soriano, who left the Nats after '06 to sign his 8-year contract with the Cubs worth $136 million. 35 years of age now. 5th year of that deal. And a swing and a miss. And I don't think the Cubs signed him to that contract thinking they were going to be paying for a number 7 hitter. 258 last year. His running game has totally been shut down. He's only stolen 14 steals the last 2 years. But he hooks that ball down the left field corner way and just to the left of the foul pole. Nearly a home run.
I think he heard you say something about hitting 7th right there, and it fired him up.
Well, he's an all or nothing guy. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs, and used to be lots of steals.
And it had that hook spin on it from the get-go, and I'm sure Jordan Zimmermann was rooting for that to go foul, and did.
No balls and 2 strikes to Soriano. He's hit 14 homers, driven in 35. Don't have to throw him a strike to get him when it's 0-2. Just like that. 4 strikeouts for Jordan Zimmermann. 2 outs here in the second.
And you like the high fastball from Jordan Zimmermann, especially today. And we always talk about the late life on his fastball. You talk to opposing hitters, it's the first thing they say. His fastball gets on you. And you see right there, Soriano had no chance at the elevated heater.
Next up, the catcher, Giovanni Soto. Eight homers, 22 RBIs, but only hitting .219. Tough to be down in that number 8 spot in the National League. Cubs are a swinging bunch, man. They go after the baseball. They're 3rd in the league in hitting at .262, but 8th in runs and 8th in home runs. So they get their hits. But I had one of their broadcasters tell me today, if it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out, they're probably not scoring. And that's some of the same situational issues other ball clubs have had down at the bottom of this league. Jordan Zimmermann striking out everybody in sight. That's 5 of them today. Cubs are on the board. It's 2-1 after an inning and a half. Zimmerman and Bernardina against Casey Coleman. Here's our Luna second inning feature. How about a Beltway's ballot for you? FP loves Adam Jones for that all-star team, and we love Michael Morse. And so does my partner, if we can get both of those guys in.
He came up to me during batting practice today and he said, FP, tell him to vote for me. He wants to go to the all-star game, and he should. He deserves it. Vote for him. Go online.
So for Morse, text N4. Jones, text A2. And you can do it also at MLB.com. Call Luna for up to 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. 28 pitches, 19 strikes in the first inning. For Coleman and Desmond on one pitch. Grounds out. Bottom of the second underway. And Ian Desmond's batting average is heading down toward 215. And right now Ian's in that pull ground ball to shortstop mode. That'll bring in Jordan Zimmermann, who has 4 hits on the year and 3 RBIs. Coleman now suddenly with the pitcher up, smelling a quick inning after a very long first frame. And that'll be 3 pitches, 2 outs, and his third strikeout.
I think Coleman's way better out of the windup. That's where his deception lies.
Yeah.
You get him in the stretch, and now all of a sudden he's just another pitcher. But in the windup, when he turns his back to you like that, he probably hides the baseball very well. And it's tough to see as a hitter. So the key for the Nats, obviously, is get a guy on. Get him in the stretch.
Just as you started that, I started watching their middle infielders, or pardon me, their corner infielders. And Aramis Ramirez never left the grass where he played Zimmerman. And now Carlos Pena has crept in, but 1-1, he's back a few feet now. That'll be outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you talk about the deception, I don't think the stuff is overpowering and overwhelming, but the step forward and then he turns his back to you. And that used to be my favorite 2-strike windup in wiffle ball. There's a little deception right there.
Well, that one stayed in the backyard, did not go into the neighbor's pool. On to the third inning, 2-1 Washington.
Highlight package of Jordan Zimmermann in the month of June, and boy, was he good. Anybody that goes 3-1 with an 0.85 ERA needs a musical montage. And look at his stuff. Fastball was great, slider was great, and a couple of tough luck losses. And I think if Jordan Zimmermann had a little run support this year, guess what? He'd be going to Arizona for the All-Star game. He's that good.
With any run support at all, he would have been 6-0 in June. Most runs he gave up, 2 against the Orioles in 6 1/3 innings. He did win that game. 1 to the D-backs and the Giants, none to the Padres, none to the White Sox, one to the Angels. And that was unearned because of an error.
I mean, as good as he's been, there have been a lot of wasted outings. He just gone out there and flat out dominated at the highest level and either had a no decision or loss.
That's a strike on the outside corner to Casey Coleman, 2 for 11 this year and 4 for 31 as a big league hitter. Just checking the stats to see if the Cubs strike out a lot. They only have the 9th highest strikeout total in the National League as an offense.
Tough to strike out when you're swinging at the first pitch and putting it in play all the time.
And a 2-2 from Zimmerman. Coleman takes a healthy cut and fouls it straight back.
That's why you look at Vladimir Guerrero. Every year they say he's the toughest to strike out. He's the toughest to strike out.
He never gets 2 strikes.
He never gets to 2 strikes. He's either standing on second, jogging around the bases with a home run, or sitting in the dugout. He very rarely gets to a 2-strike count.
On an off-speed pitch, a little flare out to left center. Bernardino makes the call for the first out here in the 3rd. We air today's game on Masson in celebration of Independence Day. The United States of America, founded July 4th, 1776, with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Today, America is celebrating its 235th birthday. Happy birthday, America. Can't wait to see what kind of ball caps they'll wear on the 300th anniversary, like they did back in 1976.
Still think the Nationals have the best tops in baseball, especially on this day. Those navy blue tops with the curly W and the flag in the middle are awesome.
Strike to Fukudome. He flied to left to start the ball game. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. Way out ahead of that one. This guy hit 300 4 times in his 9 years in Japan with the Chunichi Ball Club, where he won a couple of batting titles and 4 Gold Gloves.
And that's a good take. 94 miles an hour up in your eyes. That's a hard one to lay off.
Took a little bit off. Straight change up and away. Thanks to the pitcher, pretty good game flow for this one to start things off. Hand-cooked tires. B1 with it.
Yeah, he's only thrown that changeup about 3% of the time, so he doesn't go to it very often. Looks like he got a changeup grip right there as well.
Yeah, he threw 2 in a row. That Pudge's way of making him try to get a grip on that thing, get a feel for it second time around.
He's just liking that pitch versus this hitter.
He goes with a high fastball, and it's bounced to Danny Espinosa. Couple of routine outs here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring in Darwin Barney. Ballpark just filling up gradually here on the 4th of July. Natalie clad crowd.
That's a good shirt.
Pretty good when you go home for the barbecue and put your shirt up on the flagpole. That's awesome.
Well, that's what it's about today. Being a patriot, being an American. Can't think of a better place to be than the nation's capital. This is great.
And a breaking ball hit out to short. Desmond on the charge. Jordan Zimmermann pitching to contact in the 3rd inning. Nats lead 2-1.
our freedoms so we can be able to do what we do, play a kid's game. So thank you.
And thank you, Tyler Clippard, for a great first half of the season. A win with a 1.96 ERA, a 1.62 opponent's batting average, and a plane ticket and some hotel and ticket reservations to Phoenix, Arizona for the All-Star game.
And probably the nastiest change-up in the game. I'm just going to go with that. I need to see somebody that's better.
Alex Cora for the Nats, bottom of the third. Espinosa and Nix to follow. As opposed to the first inning, Casey Coleman, energized by the strikeouts of Stairs and Pudge, ending that frame, has come out and thrown first pitch strikes to everybody since. So he's got guys having a swing at his pitch now. And an easy ground ball for Barney. Bottom of the third underway. AT&T trivia fact for you. Danny Espinosa has doubled and scored today, and he leads all Major League rookies with 15 homers, 48 RBIs, and in total bases.
And he's 24 years old and hitting third in a Major League lineup.
Yeah, and he just turned 24 at the end of April. And Long Beach State program has been amazing for shortstops coming out. Danny along with Bobby Crosby, Troy Tulowitzki, who will be here Friday, and Evan Longoria. Where there's a fact uno, there's a fact dos. Wow, Steve Sachs, the last second baseman in this league to be Rookie of the Year. One of the many, many Dodgers who've won that award.
And I think Danny Espinosa has a better arm.
Pretty live bat, and a dive to his left by Barney. Brilliantly played. 2 outs.
A good swing right there. Hit that ball right on the screws. One young stud second baseman to another young stud second baseman. And Barney got the last laugh on that one. That's a good play from his knee. A bullseye to Carlos Pena.
Here's Lance Nix. RBI hit first time up. Pitchers start getting around the plate. Hitters start hitting the ball early in the count, and defenses are ready.
That's one guy I don't want to get a souvenir from. Lance Nix hits a foul ball. I don't want to catch it. Glove, no glove. I am diving under my seat.
0-2 inside target. Soto tried to frame it.
No,
Kinetic pitch track.
That's that front hip two-seam fastball, and Coleman wanted it.
Close. I'm going to try it again. And that time he took a little bit off. Same location, lower as he threw the off-speed pitch. You're a grand old flag. 2-2 pitch coming. And Nick's trying to pull that outside pitch, rolls it over to the second baseman. 3 ground balls to the right side. Barney taking care of his guy Coleman. That's still lead by 1. Celebrating Independence Day. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. We serve where you serve. DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Panasonic Solutions Company, enhancing government through innovative technology. Huge roar from the crowd, just a couple of miles from the monument and all those flags as we honor our military here at the end of the third inning, as the Nats do every day. Why shouldn't a young man with the name of STARLIN be headed to the All-Star game? Castro struck out swinging. Zimmerman misses low. Fourth inning underway.
STARLIN, Castro, Troy Tulowitzki, or Jose Reyes? Which one would you take first if you were starting a team?
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends how far you're looking into the future. Building a ball club, this guy. If you have an established ball club you'd like to win pretty quickly, one of those other two. And I'd probably have to go for the leadoff guy myself. Desmond throws out Castro. Although Troy Tulowitzki brings a lot of intangibles to the ballpark, FP, because we've been told by the Colorado guys over the years what an unbelievable leader and presence he is in that Colorado clubhouse. And quite honestly, Reyes has been part of a fractured clubhouse in New York for quite a while. So from that standpoint,
I would lean toward Tulowitzki, but I think that Reyes is probably the best player in the National League as we speak.
Having an amazing season, leading the league in hitting at .354. Stolen bases 30. 15 triples. 22 doubles. Leads the league in hits with 124. Long way to go for Desmond on this one, and he had no chance anyway. Aramis Ramirez with a one-out single here in the fourth after Zimmerman had retired 6 in a row. Happy Independence Day from where else? Nationals Park, 1.7 miles south of our Capitol Dome. Bob, FP, and Debbie, we joined together as a Masson team with our wonderful production crew to wish you a great holiday and make sure everybody stays safe today and tonight. There's Carlos Pena, who hit that 400-plus foot triple off the glove of Roger Bernardina and the left center field wall, first time up.
By staying safe, you mean don't light the firecracker in your hand?
And, you know, the alcohol thing.
Okay.
I mean, you can treat a burn. A little harder to treat a crash.
Absolutely.
That's against the shift. At least ESPINOSA playing a ranked pull position. Maybe a play at third, but the throw is way offline and short. That was a smart play by Alex CORA, FP. He wanted to keep that runner at first base, didn't he?
Yeah, that and the throw was offline, so there was no reason to stay around the base. You got to go to the baseball. So he came off the base, made the play, and kept the double play in order, which might turn out to be important. But Carlos Pena is seeing the ball off Jordan Zimmerman very well. And that might have been a play where, you know, Roger Bernardina's the captain out there, and that's his ball. But if Jason Worth calls him off, he might have had a better shot at third base than Bernardina going away from the play. Worth was going toward the play and probably has a stronger arm.
Yeah, I think Worth has a stronger arm than Roger. First and third for the Cubs now. Tying run is 90 feet away with one out. Here's Marlon Byrd, who singled home Pena from third last time up.
A nice piece of hitting, too, by Byrd. 2 strikes, took a lot out of his swing, just trying to put the ball in play. And that's how you drive in runs. Doesn't have the same luxury right here with the runner on first.
Little humpback liner. Espinosa drops it. They might get a double play out of this. Well, no way now. Thought Danny might look to first base. Crazy play. That thing slicing away from him. So the Nats will take the 4-6.
Yeah, ball's not carrying the right field today. He got inside of that ball, and Danny Espinosa had to charge that ball. And maybe if Matt Stairs is on first base, you can get the double play that way, but then you got the whole rundown thing with the runner on third, and they can score a run. So that's the right play right there. Get the force out and go from there.
So the Cubs still have runners at first and third with 2 outs now, and Alfonso Soriano coming in. Soriano and Pudge, former Texas teammates. Alfonso there, 04-05 before coming here. Key to this guy, getting ahead. First pitch swinging, pop up right center. Who in the heck wants it? Nobody takes it. A run scores. Here comes another man. Nobody took charge, and it cost the Nats 2 runs. That cannot happen.
I mean, Davey Johnson rather see Bernardino, Worth, and Espinosa all run into each other and that ball dropped, and everybody do what just happened. I mean, I'm watching this develop, and a lot of times as high as we are, it's hard to see where the ball is, and I thought it was right to Bernardino. And he's looking at Worth. Worth's looking at Bernardino. That's definitely not Danny Espinosa's ball. And that's a costly, costly mistake. That's a routine fly ball, and Jason Worth is looking up in the air. I don't know if he didn't see the ball or what.
Overcast overhead.
And this is where a young pitcher has to be focused and get back in the strike zone. Look at Bernardino. He's looking over to Jason Worth for help, and I don't know if anybody saw it. I don't know if they weren't communicating. He said, I thought you were going to call it. You could read his lips right there. That was a great shot. He said, I thought you were going to call it. And Roger probably told him, I thought you were going to call it. But the bottom line is somebody has to call that ball.
3 hits in the inning. Nats have given the Cubs 2 runs here. And this ball out to center. Bernardino started back, and he races in to grab it.
He's not seeing the baseball out there. It must be the cloud cover. He got a late break on that one, too.
Shoe-in on the 4th of July to win a race. Think again. Teddy coast to coast with the flag and the W. Teddy nowhere to be seen. Boys' day out at the ballpark, huh? Having a good time. And now it's time for the Nats to make up for what was a really bad mistake a moment ago, getting a routine fly ball and letting the Cubs score 2 runs.
Yeah, you know what's unusual about that is, as a baseball player in a day game, you root for clouds. You hate playing day games when it's sunny out because you can't see the baseball at the plate. A lot of times you have trouble seeing the ball on defense because the glare is so great off the T-shirts behind home plate. You know, obviously you have to deal with the ball in the sun, but a cloudy day on a day game is a great thing for a ball player, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened out there. And by the looks of things, on the fly ball from Soto, Rogers having a tough time seeing the ball off the bat. Maybe because it's so cloudy and so glary, he can't see it.
So the Nats are behind 3-2. Worth, Stairs, and Pudge 5, 6, and 7 here in the 4th. Well, there's the possibility out there that the Cubs shouldn't have scored any runs today. A ball off Bernardino's glove on a difficult play. And then that.
Well, you can't press rewind. As a player, you just got to fight and score some runs and answer those 2 runs the Cubs just put up there.
And a good take by Worth on a 2-1 breaking ball that goes outside. Jason, broken bat single, right side first time. And he'll walk to lead off the 4th inning. Worst thing Coleman could do after just being handed a lead. His first pass of the day. Brings in Matt Stairs. Stairs struck out swinging first time up. And he got locked up on that one. That'll even the count. th major league start for Casey Coleman. Career record of 6-6 with a 5.55 ERA.
And he got a pitch right there to hit. A change up in the strike zone. And that's one that Matt Stairs wants back.
By the way, the final interleague numbers are in. American League won it 131 to 121. The best division was the AL East. The worst division was the NL Central. 19 games under 500.
What's the American League get for that again?
131, 121.
They get a prize? They get a trophy?
No, but they get some goofy announcers to talk about it. But I don't know how many years in a row this is, but it's getting a little absurd. Although it is getting closer. The National League Central was 19 games under 500 against the AL. And a good take by Matt Stairs, 3-2. We'll see if Davy Johnson does something with the runner Worth on a full count and nobody out. Pudge on deck. Wirth is running. Good jump. Swing and a miss. And out at second base. On target throw by Soto. Strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Yeah, the changeup again from Coleman to Stairs. 3-2 changeup, swings through. Great throw from Soto. And I want to see the tag again, but that is a great throw. Jason Wirth, did he get his foot in there? Absolutely not. Slid right into Starlin Castro's glove, and that, folks, is a perfect throw. Wow.
Good call by Chris Guccione down there. Well, the Nationals do not have a hit since Wirth back in the first, so the manager trying to generate some offense. And now Pudge is robbed by Pena as the Cubs have found their defense suddenly. On to the fifth inning, Chicago on top. He's put up 3 zeros on the board. Jordan Zimmermann should have. And Alfonso Soriano on a pop fly gets a couple of RBIs.
Yeah, Roger Bernardina having a tough day seeing the baseball in center field. And Carlos Pena hits a high fly ball that he gets back on and just tips off the top of his glove. So that was the first rough play from Bernardina. You see the reaction from Soriano on the pop-up, and he's looking for help from Jason Wirth. And if he didn't see that baseball, you have to throw your hands in the air and make a huge scene so that you can get help from the off outfielder. So if you saw Roger Bernardina right there, he said, I can't see anything out here. Well, he's got sunglasses on now, making the adjustment. You look at the sky behind home plate, and a lot of times the baseball just fades into a cloudy sky, and it's tough to see. But I did that one time, and one of my coaches said, hey, if you can't see the baseball, throw your arms up in the air, go all crazy out there so everybody else knows you can't see the baseball. But if you just jog to it like Roger Bernardina did right there, then nobody knows you can't see the baseball, and you can't get help from the off outfielder.
Coleman, the pitcher, leads off top of the fifth.
And a lot of times you're just jogging to a place and you're hoping the ball is going to come out of whatever it's in, that you can finally see it.
Yanni Espinosa laid back on that one, made the play, first out, top of the order for the Cubs now. Harris Teeter food drive coming at you on July 9th and the 10th at 1:35 against the Rockies next weekend. Bring non-perishable food items to the ballpark and you can receive 2 tickets to a future game. All donations benefit the Capital Area Food Bank. Nationals.com/tickets for more info.
And I think the toughest days, just to kind of wrap that up, are the days when it's cloudy, then it's sunny, then it's cloudy, then it's sunny. You'd rather have it just be one or the other.
And now we're starting to have that as the sun has come out.
A lot of times you'll see guys call timeout because they don't have their glasses on, because when they went out for that inning, it was cloudy and then it turned sunny. That's why you see a lot of guys wearing the Oakleys on top of their hat. So they just have them in case the sun does pop out.
Zimmermann ready quickly. Fukudome wasn't, so he requested time. He has flied to left and bounced out to second. Oh, good breaking ball there. Started outside and came back in for the strike. Emergency hack on 0-2 to stay alive. And Fukudome gets under a fastball out to right field for Jason Worth. That'll be 2 down. We are today's game on Masson in celebration of Independence Day. And a happy 4th to our viewers, and a special thanks to our United States Armed Forces who protect and defend our great nation every day. Here's Darwin Barney with 2 outs and the bases empty. Driven right field line, but slicing out of play.
I mean, look at Barney's numbers. He would be getting considerable consideration for Rookie of the Year, and I'm sure he is. But when you talk about the power numbers, Danny Espinosa with all the home runs, he only has 1, but he does have 80 hits, 8 doubles, 3 triples. His on-base percentage is .324. Having a solid year.
This ball will be popped up out behind short for Ian Desmond. Jordan Zimmermann registers a routine top of the 5th. He'll bat after Desmond and before Bernardina. Iwo Jima, a great symbol in Arlington of our freedom. Report, visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Debbie?
Well, first baseman Michael Morse does have a chance to go to the All-Star game in Phoenix. He could be joining Tyler Clippard. Here's Michael.
You always, set your goals, to play your best and, be an all-star and stuff. But, I'm excited, it's a great feeling and a great opportunity.
And be sure to go to MLB.com. You can vote for up to 25 times, or you can text N4 to 89269 for Michael, and of course for Adam Jones, A2 to 89269. And definitely we encourage you to do that. We want to see Michael Morse go to the All-Star game. The Nats haven't had 2 players on the All-Star team since 2005 when Levo and Chad Cordero were there. Bob?
Voting ends at 4 p.m. on Thursday, so vote early, vote often. Online at nationals.com. Ian Desmond bounced out to short first time up. Ian coming off a 1-for-14 series against the Pirates, needing some base hits, but it's 0-2 quickly. Not a hit given up by Casey Coleman since the first inning. Nats had him on the ropes, 2 on, 1 out, 2 runs in, but he struck out Stairs and Pudge. And he's only given up 1 walk since, that erased on a strike him out, throw him out double play. Desmond offers, held the bat back, ball 2. Ian Desmond, by the way, if you're wondering, career batting average .270 coming into this season. Right now hitting .216. And this one flared to right for Fukudome. July 8th, Friday night against the Rockies at 7:05. First 10,000 fans 21 and up receive a tricolor cap presented by Miller Lite. Tickets start at $10. Nationals.com/tickets. Jordan Zimmermann struck out looking first time. Ball 2.
Yeah, look back to that first inning for the Nationals. A very critical point of this ball game. They had Casey Coleman on the ropes. They had base runners everywhere, and they couldn't cash in. And a lot of times, all of a sudden, a guy gets settled down. He gets into the flow of the baseball game. He makes adjustments on the fly. But you can really, step on somebody in the first inning, win a baseball game in the first inning, if you're able to get some big hits. They had base runners everywhere, weren't able to cash in.
Pretty much what the Pirates did yesterday to the Nats.
Yes, they won that baseball game in the first inning.
And Jordan Zimmermann has his 5th base hit of the season and the 11th of his big league career.
Let's check out his swing. Very good athlete, and it doesn't get any better than that. You might as well be a position player with that swing. Head down, good extension, head still.
Nice.
And he just made it look very easy.
Roger Bernardina 0 for 2. Now the guy sitting outside right in front of the luxury box got one.
And the little man's got himself a 4th of July souvenir.
Nice. Mom says, turn your ball cap around. Come on.
He's got his rally hat on.
Moms are always looking out for how we look.
Well, Roger Bernardina would love to make up for the few miscues in center field today with one swing of the bat. I know that.
On 0-2, he'll take it outside.
I don't even know if miscue is the right word. You can't see the ball. There's not a whole lot you can do. You go up to the fence 400 feet away. Yeah, you'd like to make that play, but it did lead to 3 Chicago runs.
And by the way, their bullpen is in full work mode out there. 2 pitchers, as this guy's over 70 pitches. But Bernardina's going to pop it up on the infield. Nats need Roger Bernardina hitting the ball in the outfield or on the ground on the infield. That's 2 pop-ups today. We saw what happens when he gets the ball on the ground. He puts so much pressure on everybody. Even a good first baseman, Carlos Pena, made a mistake. I'm sure both ball clubs looking at the defense here. And that's James Russell, the lefty. You can look at the scorebook here and say right now this could be a 0-0 game. Cubs gave the Nats a couple. Alex Cora trying to reach ahead of Danny Espinosa here in the 5th. That's to the shortstop. Nats continue to not hit on this homestand. They strand their third runner of the day, and it's 3-2 Cubs. Red, white, and blue everywhere today. Independence Day. Cubs have out-hit the Nats 5-4 and lead 3-2. Top of the sixth coming up. And Jordan Zimmermann, having thrown 71 pitches, faces 3, 4, and 5. Castro, Ramirez, and Pena. Here's what's coming up. Who pitches for the Nats tomorrow night? Well, maybe. Most likely, Ross Detweiler against former Nat Ramon Ortiz. Cubbies here for night games. Wednesday, Thursday, then the Rockies and Troy Tulowitzki will be here. Early in the count, Jason Worth under it. One pitch out to start the sixth inning, and Castro's 0 for 3. Damage from Carlos Pena with the triple in the second, scored a run. A base hit in the fourth, which eventually led to the 2-out Soriano bloop single. And a foul ball straight back from the bat of Aramis Ramirez, who's 1 for 2 with an infield hit.
Jordan Zimmermann just got to keep fighting, keep battling, and get his team back in the dugout. But this is a guy they got to score some runs off of. You talk about their offense and the way it's built. You talk to Mike Rizzo. They're okay if, you know, a 1 or a 2 gives them trouble and you get 4 hits and 2 runs. But when you get a guy that's called up from AAA Iowa for a spot start, you know, no offense, he's a major leaguer today, but you know, this is a guy that the offense has to find a way to get to. It's just that simple. And for Jordan Zimmermann, this is a guy that's went out there and pitched his tail off in so many games and had nothing to show for it. And on a day when there was a couple balls lost in the sky and some plays that probably should have been made. We talked about it yesterday. Jason Marquis, that's a day when you pick your guy up that's picked you up all year. Well, today the same thing. One of these days you got to pick up your starting pitcher.
Aramis Ramirez pops it back by the screen. And as the ball appeared to graze the screen on the way down, Pudge couldn't get it. If you folks don't know, right behind home plate, the screen leans back at just a little bit of an angle, so it can hit up on that screen before it comes down.
Yeah, and that stone does not feel good when it hits you about mid-thigh, even if you got shin guards on. So good effort right there.
2-2 to Ramirez. Breaking ball, and he hammers it. Fair ball. Every time the Nats fail to make a play today, not that that was easy, the Cubs have been able to have the answer. So he's 2 for 3. We told you this is the third best hitting club in the league, at least in terms of their batting average. So the Cubs do collect a lot of hits.
Talk about getting fooled and keeping your hands back and some serious extension. You see just a little hesitation, fooled on the off speed, but able to stay through it, go down and get it, and that is a great piece of hitting. If you get fooled and you keep your hands back, you always have a chance to do some damage. It's when you get fooled and your hands come forward that you have no shot.
Carlos Pena, 2 for 2. Nats have a shift on. With Danny Espinosa a good 20 feet out into right field. And he almost got the glove up high enough. Might have gotten a piece of that. And Pena just slams it right over the top of him, and he's 3 for 3.
And Carlos Pena has Jordan Zimmermann figured out. That's 3 baseballs that he's absolutely squared up on today. And you look at Danny Espinosa. We've seen him get up and get these before. Good effort. Oh, just off the top of the glove. And I think he had the height. Just the speed of the baseball. He's a little bit late. You saw that shot right there. He was still on his way up, but that ball was hit so hard that it was by him by the time he could get fully extended.
First and third for the Cubs again. They've had 7 hits against Jordan Zimmermann. One of them tainted, but the others not a whole lot cheap about them. Way outside. That was an inside target. 2-0.
And this is a good trip from Steve McCaddy. Just to slow things down, talk it out, see how your pitcher's feeling, and ask him what he feels comfortable with throwing in this situation. Obviously a strikeout situation, but behind the count at 2-0, they're hunting a ground ball. Jim Lett leaning against the telephone, waiting for a phone call.
It'll be 2-0 to Bird. One pitch away from Alfonso Soriano batting with the bases loaded.
I think Bird has a green light. He looked down to Ivan DeJesus, the third base coach for the Cubs, and he wasn't given a sign.
Three balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded. Jordan Zimmermann's first walk of the day.
And that's pitch number 84, so all of a sudden Jordan Zimmermann in trouble. The bullpen is up. They got people warming up out there. Look at Ryan Matthews getting it hot. But this all of a sudden becomes a huge point in this baseball game. The way the offense is going, the way they've been swinging the bat, they cannot afford to get behind anymore. So Jordan Zimmermann looking for the strikeout, looking for the double play.
Soriano 1 for 2 with a bloop single. He's been in attack mode early in the count against Zimmermann. I think that tells you something, that was a single by Soriano and not a double. They gave him second on the throw, but after he hit that ball, he was not hustling. On a pitch up, he can't get it 0-2. That was a changeup or a breaking ball way up there. Check it out.
86 miles an hour. I think they were going slider away, and it was just a backup slider that went right over the middle of the plate. So Jordan Zimmermann got away with the cement mixer right there. But we always talk about it. Sometimes the best pitch in baseball is a slider that doesn't slide. Soriano going to swing for where he thought it was going to be, and it stayed right down the middle.
Up the ladder, and Alfonso not biting this time. That was like the one in the first inning when he struck out.
I still think that's where you got to go with Soriano. Keep climbing the ladder. A little half swing emergency swing by Soriano on the elevated fastball right there. But when you have the count in your favor, 1-2, you're looking for the strikeout. He'll take the ground ball double play, but you are looking to punch him out. And this is where Pudge, generally speaking, goes to the mound and says, you know what, we're not going to go sign right here. We're going to throw a pitch without a sign. Now, Pena's been on second base for a long time. Just tell me what you want to throw. I might put down some decoy signs, but I want to be on the same page with you because this is the biggest pitch of the ball game.
2-2. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. Nats already down by a run. And the Cubs trying to put a big stamp on this one, middle of the game. Soriano stays with a slider to foul it away.
Very dangerous spot to go right here on a 2-2 pitch, but everything's been up, everything's been away. The inner half of the plate may be open. Let's see what they do. They're going in.
Ball is popped up. Soriano out. Bernardino got a late break. He makes the grab coming in full steam. And again, Roger Bernardino took a long time to figure out where that ball was.
Great,
2 outs.
Great pitch in a big situation. That's exactly what he wanted to do. Everything was up. Everything was away after early in the count. They tried to go in. You see away right there with the slider. Elevated fastball 94. Another elevated fastball. One more time climbing the ladder. A little slider off the plate. Then you go in and you get the pop-up. And you called the partner. Roger Bernardino's fighting it out there in center field. I've been there. That is the most lonely, nervous feeling you can possibly have as a center fielder when you are not picking up the baseball off a bat and there's base runners all over the place.
Now 2 outs for Giovanni Soto. Zimmermann trying to go at least 6 innings for the 15th time this year. Fly ball right side. It's up in the air for a while. Giving chase, stares, and it's unreachable as Matt slams into the railing. Matt Stairs telling everybody, if it's catchable, I'll get there.
I gotta love the effort, right? Matt Stairs go a long way for that baseball. And he's a hockey player, folks. He doesn't care if there's a fence there. Stairs over the boards, gets back up. Shift change, he's back in the game. And trying to bail their pitcher out. Love the effort. Crowd's into it.
Soto, base hit. 1 run in. Worth's throw home. Out. Carlos Pena thrown out at the plate. And the Nationals keep it from being a huge inning. Jason Worth guns out Carlos Pena, and the Cubs lead 4-2. Baseball broadcast on Masson, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE, built so you can rule the air. And by Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. To find a dealer near you, visit MitsubishiComfort.com. Shake Shack and all those great places out there, long lines, and a long throw right on line for Jason Worth a moment ago.
Yeah, his 5th assist of the year. And you look at Jason Worth coming hard right here. Great throw and a better pick by Pudge. Nice long hop, easy to handle, but watch him dive back to the base and make a great play. So you look at the strong arm from Jason Worth, and you had a feeling he had a chance. Carlos Pena on second. The ball was hit very hard. He got it on a hop. He threw it on a hop. But look at Pudge diving back right here to make the play. And he just gets him on the calf before his back foot hits the bag. And that might turn out to be a huge play in this baseball game.
Boy, how often do we see that? The guy sliding and the front foot is over the bag or over home plate, but not on it. And by an eyelash, the Nats keep this a 2-run game. Espinosa, Nixon, Worth now, bottom of the 6th. The Nationals have 1 hit since the first inning. Casey Coleman, by the way, is an interesting story. His dad, Joel Coleman, was an all-star pitcher for the Tigers. He won 62 games over a 3-year period. Guess when? Right after he was traded by owner Bob Short away from the Washington Senators. His grandfather, Joe, also was an all-star with the Oakland Athletics, Philadelphia Athletics, actually, back in 1948, long before they went to Kansas City and then Oakland. What's Danny Espinosa claiming? The ball bounced?
He's saying he foul-tipped it and hit the ground. And they're asking for help. And Jason Worth is out of the dugout asking for help. Davey Johnson wants some help. But if that ball foul-tipped hit the ground and Soto didn't catch it in the air, he should still be hitting.
And the umpire does not have to ask for help if he's convinced he got it right.
And that ball did hit the ground.
Did he tip it?
He's saying he tipped it, it hit the ground, and he should still be hitting.
4th strikeout, or rather 5th strikeout now for Coleman. And first pitch swinging, Lance Nix with a high drive, right center, and this ball is off the glove of Marlon Byrd, and Lance Nix is going to be standing at third base. For Lance Nix, his first triple as a National.
When Marlon Byrd called for this baseball, I thought he was going to camp underneath it. Lance Nix got all of it. I thought off the bat it had a chance to get out, but look at him call for this ball. And I think he just wants a clear shot at it. Jumps up and just over his glove. So we saw that earlier in the game with Roger Bernardina. And now Marlon Byrd can't make the play, and Lance Nix is on third.
Well, Mike Quade, not a very long leash for Coleman here. They had 2 pitchers warming up last inning, and at the first sign of trouble here in the 6th, he's going to be done. He's only given up 5 hits today. He has struck out 5, had the strikeout throwout double play, walked 1, and a pretty good outing, as it turns out, for Casey Coleman, the son of a former Washington Senator. Lance Nix at third base, his 11th career triple. And it comes with one out here in the 6th inning with Worth coming up against a new pitcher. First of all, expect flexibility with the new midseason flex plans. Pick 3 games, get a 4th one free, and a new era ball cap at nationals.com/flex. New Cubs pitcher. First of all, Reed Johnson bats 9th and plays left field. They take out Alfonso Soriano in the 6th inning on a double switch. And this is Jeff Samardzija, 36th appearance, 46 innings. He's a strikeout guy with 49 Ks and a 192 opponent's batting average.
Yeah, fastball, slider, cutter split for Samardzija. Fastball go about 94. Cutter's 87. Mostly fastball, slider.
So Alfonso Soriano sits down 1 for 3. Interesting. Worth has 1 RBI today on a base hit. He also has a walk. And he's trying to immediately get the Nats back to within 1 run here. His play kept it a 2-run game. His bat could get it closer. Nationals had 1 hit since the 1st inning. When Jordan Zimmermann singled last inning, now Nix has tripled. And the RBIs in the 1st inning came after Espinosa's double on singles by Nix and Worth. And Samardzija had Worth reaching. Strikeout pitcher and a hitter who has struck out 80 times this year.
He's a strikeout pitcher, but he's walked 33 guys in 46 innings. And Jordan Zimmermann walked 20 guys all season long as a starter coming into today's game. So control has been an issue for Samardzija.
Target in. And Worth takes it off the plate. Jeff Samardzija played some football at Notre Dame.
Yeah, every time I look at him, I think about all those circus catches he made for the Fighting Irish. He was a great wide receiver.
Actually returned back there to fulfill his football commitment after he'd become a professional baseball player. You can stay amateur in one sport while pro in another. Worth, little ground ball. That'll score the run. Grabbed by Carlos Pena. Lance Nix racing home, and it's now 4-3 on Jason Worth's 2nd RBI today and his 30th of the year.
A good job of putting the ball in play and getting the run home. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's all about picking up that runner from third, and that's why you see a bunch of high fives in the dugout for Jason Worth, and that's why you see a bunch of high fives for Lance Nix.
That closes the book on Casey Coleman, who gives up 3 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits in 5 1/3 innings. Walked 1, struck out 5. Could be in line for the win. Here's Matt Stairs. Matt Stairs 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Hitters count, 1-run game. And Matt, no thought of even offering at that 3-1. Thought he was getting a fastball, didn't he?
He got a slider. Pretty good one, too.
And a payoff pitch with Pudge on deck. Target is away. Stairs takes it down and in. He's aboard. Tying run now with 2 outs in the 6th on a good at bat by Matt Stairs. Seeing a lot more live pitching lately than he had in quite a while.
A good at bat right there.
He talked about Samardzija with the walks.
His 34th walk of the year. I'm just looking in the Nationals dugout right now to see if Davey Johnson's even thinking about pinch running for Matt Stairs. I think maybe if he gets in scoring position, you pull the trigger on throwing Brian Bixler in there for Matt Stairs, but only the 6th inning. You don't want to short suit yourself on the bench in a 1-run baseball game.
Yeah, and the great thing about Bixler, when you use him, it's a one-player move because defensively he can play anywhere.
And don't forget, he has to have a pinch runner for Ryan Zimmerman if he uses him today.
That ball hits off the side of the mound and deflects right to Darwin Barney, and the Nats are gone. But the Lance Nix triple and the Worth grounder getting them a run closer. Run closer. Jordan Zimmermann goes 6 innings for the 15th time at least this year. Carlos Pena, big day for the Cubs, but today's game, FP, it's kind of been all about that defense thing.
Just a weird day in the outfield. I think it's been an outfield day. You look at Roger Bernardino getting back there, and anytime you're 402 feet away from home, it's not an easy play, and that one was just strange all the way. I don't think anybody saw that. Marlon Byrd with a good effort on the Lance Nix triple, and then Jason Worth with a one-hop rocket to Pudge Rodriguez, who makes a spectacular tag at home plate, and that might loom to be large in this game.
Rick Ankiel takes over in center field for the Nats. Just as we show you all the defensive things going on today, and Roger Bernardino will move over to left field. So Lance Nix is out of the game. The Nats pitcher is batting in the cleanup spot. And the new pitcher will be right-hander Ryan Matthews. Wait a minute, Lance Nix is still in the game, isn't he?
He's playing first base.
He's at first base, so it's Matt Stairs out. And being the last batter in the 6th inning, that makes all the sense in the world. Reed Johnson came in on the double switch to replace Alfonso Soriano. He's hitting .336 in limited duty. This guy's always been a good offensive player in his days with Toronto, the Cubs. And he went to the Dodgers last year for 102 games and now comes back. 2 years ago in this ballpark, he made one of the greatest plays we'd ever seen out on the warning track right in front of the bullpen in left center. A headlong dive, eating dirt and catching a line drive.
He plays hard.
He is. He is good. Matthews with a good-looking breaking ball, and the count's 1-2. Sean Marshall, lefty from the Cubs bullpen, a former starter. Johnson will just reach out and bump it to the right side, and Lance Nix grabs the foul ball. Potomac Nationals defending their Carolina League championship down at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge this year. Make the short drive down to the Carolina League champions' home. PotomacNationals.com, 703-590-2311 for all of your ticket and promotion information. Kosuke Fukudome now up at the top of the lineup. He's 0 for 3. 2 fly balls, a grounder. First time the Cubs, of course, have ever seen Ryan Matthews. And I know, FP, there have to be some baseball fans down in Woodbridge very disappointed. Bryce Harper will not be playing there. Mike Rizzo told me this morning that he doesn't consider Hagerstown and Potomac that much different as far as the level of competition, and Bryce has been so good, why not send him right up to Harrisburg and get a full 2 months there?
Well, you and I talked about it about a month ago, and I said he was going to Harrisburg. I mean, when you dominate a level, you go to the next level. It's that simple. And there's no need to make a parallel move, and a lot of times teams put names on their A-ball team like this is the high A-ball team, this is the middle A-ball. No, it's all A-ball, and he's shown he's better than A-ball. It's time for him to go to Double-A.
And of course, as far back as spring training, Mike did say he wanted Harper to finish the season at Double-A. So Independence Day gets him a promotion to Double-A, and it gets us a ball game here. 4-3 Cubs leading, top of the 7th. Big crowd on hand, making lots of noise here. Fukudome with a count of 2-2. He gets jammed, and that's unreachable for Alex Cora.
Do a little research here on the fly, and this is the first time that Lance Nix has ever played first base in the major leagues.
Yeah, I had read a report this morning that said he'd been taking some ground balls over there. I'm a little surprised he's never done that before in a game.
So he's such a good defensive outfielder. Remember, he played a lot of center field for the Rangers. A speed guy that could go get it in center field. Now he's a bulky, burly guy that hits taters, but he was out there with Matt Stairs yesterday taking ground balls, taking throws at first base, and I'll tell you what, he looked really good. Cora was throwing some balls from shortstop across that Matt Stairs was picking, and then Lance Nix jumped in there, and he made a bunch of nice picks at first.
Out to short, one hopper for Desmond. On target to Nix, who gets to handle 2 putouts already. And that's the second out. I had no idea we had a tidal wave going on inside the ballpark today. Fans are into it. Cubby fans. There's some Cubby blue here. Lots of Nats, red, white, and blue.
There's a guy left over from the Pirates series.
Hey, they left town, buddy. Walk the plank. That's the only other day game in the National League right now. Houston-Pittsburgh, 3-3 in the 5th. And with 2 outs, Darwin Barney, the hitter. The Nats have held the Cubs' first 3 hitters 0 for 10 today. Cora cuts it off and scrambles to his feet. Look at that play. Lance Nix with the dig.
It's a nice pick for a guy that never played first base, and a great play from a guy that always makes them.
Independence Day brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. We serve where you serve. By DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Panasonic Solutions Company, enhancing government through innovative technology. Beautiful day over by the Jefferson Memorial. Breeze is blowing. 90-degree Independence Day here at our nation's capital. Tomorrow night, the Nats and the Cubs get after it again. Ross Detweiler is going to make his return to the Nats, as the lefty's been toiling away there in Syracuse, and Ross back in the big leagues tomorrow. He'll be facing Ramon Ortiz, first appearance with the Cubs this season. He's a former Nat who went 11-16 back in 06. 6:30 Nats Extra, 7 o'clock. FP and I'll join you, and then 7:05 first pitch. Sean Marshall, the hitter. Left-hander who this year has allowed 6 of 15 inherited runners to score. And I love notes like this. If you remove his June 11th and 12th appearances, his ERA is 1.23. Evidently on those 2 days things didn't go very well, but for the most part this starter turned reliever has been solid for the Cubs in the middle of ball games.
If you remove 2000 and 2001 from my career, I was a Hall of Famer. Sean Marshall, fastball 91, slider 84, cutter, curveball to go with it. Opponents are hitting 240 against the big left-hander.
Cubs bullpen since the 20th of June has been pretty good. Now that's saying something for a pitching staff whose ERA is 4.55, the second worst in the National League to Houston's 4.65.
Yeah, unlike Samardzija, a lot of control for Marshall. 39 strikeouts, just 9 walks in 38 2/3 innings.
Sean Marshall will face Ian Desmond leading off the 7th. Then in the number 9 spot, Rick Ankiel, who came in on the double switch. And then the top of the order with Bernardino. So he gets 2 out of 3 left-handed batters with the righty leading off. Desmond today 0 for 2. 1 for his last 16.
I like the idea. You're not seeing the baseball well. Find a way to get on base in a 1-run ball game.
And I just noticed this pitcher really falls off to the first base side. And if anything was bunted between the mound and the third baseman pretty hard. Easy hit. That's strike 2. So far on this 4-game homestand, the Nats have been out hit twice and have been even twice. And our game flow brought to you by Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And the side door breaking ball just does say out there.
Yeah, I think he and Desmond caught a break. That looked like a good pitch.
Kinetic on the pitch track.
Check out the backdoor hammer from Marshall. And that did come back for a strike, and that was a good pitch.
Kinetic North America providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. First-year manager Mike Quade of the Cubs, longtime coach. His ball club under 500 by 15 games. Desmond hangs in there. You've known him a long time, FP. What kind of a style would he have as a big league manager?
He just runs a game very well. Yeah, he was my manager in AA Harrisburg, my manager in AAA Ottawa for 2 years. So I played for Mike Quade for 3 years. And he's ridden tons of buses, managed tons of games in the minor leagues. He's getting his first shot at the major league level, and he's a good baseball man, and he knows the game.
Desmond, hot shot out to short. STARLIN, Castro, and the ball is dropped, and Desmond is safe.
And that was a great at-bat all the way around. He fouled off some two-strike fuzz on the inner half. He bought himself a couple extra chances. He caught a break on a backdoor curveball, and what does he do? Takes advantage of it, and that's a good at-bat and a good start for Ian Desmond. In a one-run baseball game, hustling down the line. Good play by Castro, and the sure-handed Pena, who usually makes those plays, can't come up with it. That would have been a great play if he did. But that's the break that Ian Desmond has been looking for a while.
Hit the ball hard on the ground. Good things happen. Here's Rick Ankiel. Tying runs on. Ian Desmond hasn't been on base enough lately to stay the running threat he had been. He's been stuck on 20 steals for quite a while.
Oh, he's still a threat. Just hasn't had an opportunity.
1-4.
Good bunt, good job. Get the tying run and scoring position. That's called playing the game. Leadoff man, get him over. Now it's up to Roger Bernardina to get a good pitch and drive him in.
2 shots with Bernardina and Cora, both lefties. Kerry Wood. What an interesting ride he has had throughout his career. Back where it all began. Roger today 0 for 3.
Now Reed Johnson is playing a shallow left field. Ian Desmond's going to have to work hard to score in a single to left.
And a breaking ball of beauty, 0-2.
You see that. As a base runner, you get your sign, you check your outfield. That's the first thing you do. Once you get your sign, you stand on the base, you turn around and look. You know, where's the ball going to drop? Who's playing shallow? Who's playing deep? Who's got a good arm? All that goes into the computer before you get your lead. And I used to check every pitch. Go back to the bag. You don't have anything to do. Turn around and look at your outfield. Because they change every single pitch based on the count. And there's the big guy lurking in the dugout. They're calling Alex Cora back and putting Ryan Zimmerman on deck.
Just as the pitcher steps off and checks Desmond. Cubs do have a right-hander ready. And, of course, that's why we showed you Kerry Wood. Bernardina stays alive, reaching to get that breaking ball.
Yeah, basically, that's Davey Johnson telling Mike Quaddy, I want Ryan Zimmerman up against Kerry Wood. You can still walk Ryan Zimmerman with first base open, but very rarely do you put the go-ahead run on this late in the game.
1-2 to Bernardina. And he takes a fastball right down the middle. Here comes Ryan Zimmerman. You'll get quite a crowd reaction in a second.
And Quaddy's waiting for the announcement right now on the top step of the dugout. As soon as they announce Ryan Zimmerman, he's going to the mound. And he saw what he wanted to see, heard what he wanted to hear, and he's going out to the mound to make the move. And I think it might be another double switch, yes.
So Marshall will get 2/3 of an inning with a hit and a strikeout. A lot of wheels turning as the Nats just try to scratch out every run they can get these days. To you by your local Ford dealers and by Sonic, America's Drive-In. It's new, it's better. It's the new Sonic Good. Burgers sizzling on the grill all over America today. And so the Cubs will make some changes here. Reed Johnson moves from left field to right. Tony Campana, who can absolutely fly, comes into play left field. And on the mound will be Kerry Wood. Unbelievable what this young man has been through in his major league career with the injuries. And of course the Nats ever vigilant. And there's only so much you can do about injuries that occur, but they've always really desired that Steven Strasburg's career does not mirror that of Kerry Wood.
A fastball, cutter, curveball from Wood. Fastball's averaging about 94 miles an hour. And you know who the first batter he ever faced in the major leagues was, Bob?
You?
Yep.
Wow.
4-pitch walk. They sounded like balls. They're about 100 miles an hour. Faced him in his major league debut in Montreal.
Wow. Ryan Zimmerman does not have a pinch hitting appearance this year. He's hit a pinch hit homer in his career a couple of years ago up in Philadelphia. That's way outside.
It's going to be interesting to see if Ryan Zimmerman gets on, if Davey Johnson elects to pinch run for him.
Tying runs at second base with 2 outs here in the 7th, and a 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball in the inside corner.
The ab thing doesn't hurt when he swings. It just hurts when he throws, and it hurts when he runs. When I say hurts, he's just feeling it. It's not to the point to where he thinks he has to sit out for an extended period of time, but just feeling it on the throws, feel it on the base pass. I think Soto's going out there saying, hey, Kerry, that was a little too good in a 2-1 count. We got first base open right here. A little protection on deck with Danny Espinosa. That might have been a little too center cut for a 2-1 fastball. Though it was 95 miles an hour. It had a little fuzz on it. The first base open, I think they're thinking they should be a little more careful.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Zimmermann on a take way outside and heading over to third. Good heads-up base running by Ian Desmond. Had a great secondary lead.
Well, you might think, hey, that's not a big deal. 2 outs. Desmond gets to third base. But what it does right here is it might take this pitch away from Kerry Wood. You got the tie and run on third base all of a sudden. Maybe the 3-2 count, you're thinking about throwing that big curveball. Well, if he throws that again, it's in the dirt. It's a tie ball game. So that's a big 90 feet for the Nationals.
Three and 2 to Zimmermann. That's up and in. Now the lead runs on base.
And he's lucky that that was that high up. He just threw the one before in the dirt. Desmond takes third. He can't throw the same nasty curveball again. He leaves it up in the zone. It was so high that Zimmermann couldn't offer at it. But the fact that Desmond got to third on the previous curveball allowed Ryan Zimmermann to walk.
And here's our answer on the running. Brian Bixler does come into pinch run for Ryan. It's a great speed at third, great speed at first for the Nats as Danny Espinosa steps in.
And all of a sudden, Ryan Zimmermann knows what it feels like to be Matt Stairs. Go over and say, hey, you got a pretty good gig, dude. Get on first. I get pinch run for. I want to do what you're doing.
And we'll give him about 12 years for that. Espinosa letting it fly on the first pitch. Kerry Wood, 34 years of age now.
He throws his fastball, according to Fangraphs, 48% of the time. He throws his cutter 42% of the time. Curveball 10%. See if he features the cutter right here to Espinosa, and there it was. 95-mile-an-hour cutter. And look at this pitch take off. They want it high, but watch it cut in at the last second. You see Soto reaching across his body. And they'll probably try to climb the ladder right here, 0-2.
Espinosa reacting to a pitch up and in.
It's okay to go in with 2 strikes, but up and in, when you start messing with the head, it becomes a different story. And look at the pitch from Kerry Wood right there. And that is called buzzing the tower. Sometimes that'll make you think, sometimes that'll wake you up.
Desmond at third, Bixler at first. Bixler running, easy steal for him. Brian Bixler with his 4th out of 5 this year.
Good jump. That bag was stolen on the jump. Bixler looks in, realizes there's no throw.
And you never know.
Now the go-ahead run is at second base.
Yeah, and you never know when there might be a chopper over the mound and they can no longer turn a force play out at second base. That hits Espinosa on a breaking ball coming inside, and the bases are loaded. Danny Espinosa now has been hit 15 times this year.
Yeah, it looked like it got him in the back of the calf, maybe a little Achilles action, but he'll take it with 2 strikes against a tough pitcher, and that gets a guy up to the plate that's got a single and an RBI and a triple today off the wall. There's not a lot of padding where that ball hit Danny Espinosa. You get hit in the lower calf region, right around the Achilles. It's all muscle, it's all tendon, and it makes you sick to your stomach for about 10 minutes. So when you're playing soccer and you get kicked in the shins, it gives you that queasy feeling in your stomach. It's not a good place to get hit, but as far as the long term goes, he'll be okay.
Lance Nix has had a big day for the Nats. First inning RBI single, 6th inning triple. He later scored. Way outside, ball 1. Crowd announced at 32,937.
And if you're
They're making enough noise for 40,000.
And if you're a Nats fan, set your alarm clock for the 7th inning.
Ball 2.
Here they go again. Is this any good? And Mark Riggins making a trip out there. A little 20-second timeout, helping Kerry Wood regroup. I don't care how long you've been playing the game. You got bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. One of the better hitters in the lineup facing you. You're going to feel a little bit. The game starts to speed up, might be getting away, and he saw something with his release point, his delivery, maybe some body language. He wanted to go out there and tighten him up. And now it becomes up to Lance Nix to whether he wants to swing at this 2-0 pitch or take. Got a pretty good idea. If it's there, he's going to let it go.
That is high, ball 3.
And this is where the crowd can really make Kerry Wood feel it. You get on your feet, you make some noise right here. I don't care how long you've been playing, you start to feel the heat.
Lance Nix steps out, takes a big cut just to stay loose. And Kerry Wood walks in to tie the game.
I don't think you know how hard that was for Lance Nix to take that 3-1 fastball just out of the strike zone up. I mean, you're thinking if you're Lance Nix, I'm going to do some damage. I'm going big fly. I'm going grand salami. I'm going to put this game on ice. And to have count leverage like that, the crowd cheering, to be able to take that pitch, that's a professional hitter, folks. That is not an easy take when you're thinking about doing a lot of damage on one swing.
Well, Lance Nix has 2 RBIs today. Jason Worth steps in with 2. And the Nats, who have to scratch out their runs here lately, have clawed their way back even 4-4.
And give Ian Desmond a lot of credit for starting this rally up. A guy that's been scuffling recently. Battles with 2 strikes, fouls a bunch of balls off, beats out an infield single. All of a sudden, he's the tying run.
Jason Worth takes one high. Kerry Wood has walked 2 batters and hit 1 in between. That's on the inside corner, and Worth is surprised at the call.
A little 93-mile-an-hour two-seam on the inner half. Let's see what pitch track says.
Yeah.
Strike.
Worth has to swing if it's close. He does and strikes out. The Nats get a run on one hit, 2 walks, and a hit batter, and into the 8th inning. Drama in our nation's capital, 4-4.
What new?
First hour and a half of the ball game. But the way these 7th innings and then on to the 8th and the 9th keep going for the Nats, doesn't matter if it's 2-1, 5-3, 4-4. Except for yesterday, almost always a close ball game with lots of tension.
Yeah, there's drama every single night or every single day watching this team play. Only fitting that it'd be 4-4 on the 4th of July. But what a great at-bat by Lance Nix.
Yeah. And the middle of the lineup getting RBIs today. Doesn't always matter how you get them, but the guys are driving them in. Nix and Worth each have 2.
Yeah, Nix with a big hit his first time up, had 2 RBI, and then Danny Espinosa with a double. So you talk about Ian Desmond struggling. I think that was the key to that inning. A good at-bat from Ryan Zimmerman to get on base. A good at-bat by Ian Desmond to lead it off, and then Lance Nix clutches up on a 3-1 pitch that a lot of guys are swinging at.
Tyler Clippard, the all-star, into the ball game. First time we can say that. And of course, Brian Bixler over there at third base after he came in to pinch run for Zimmerman. For the Cubs, 3, 4, and 5, Castro, Ramirez, and Pena here in the 8th inning. Clippard's first pitch misses. Castro 1 for 2 with a double career against Tyler. And he throws a high changeup. Clippard has not pitched since the 8th inning Friday night. He had a scoreless inning to set up Drew Storen's win when the Nats walked off against the Pirates. Out of play to the right side. And a 2-1's a fastball blown right by him.
I got a feeling no matter how this at-bat ends, that these two guys are going to talk about it in Arizona.
Remember that time 9 days ago?
Yeah.
Well, 8 days ago. It is today, Monday, the All-Star game next Tuesday.
You talk to some pitchers, though, and they really don't want to get to no-hitters in the All-Star game. They want to keep that aura about them to where you don't know what I'm thinking, and I don't want you to know my personality. And I've known a few guys that have gone to the All-Star game and just stayed to themselves and hung out with pitchers because they don't want to know any hitters.
Clippard change-up on 3-2 for the strikeout. He's got the guts of an all-star.
And he's got the best changeup in baseball, and you saw it right there. STARLIN Castro's looking back at the replay on the scoreboard to say, what in the world was that pitch? He's walking back to the dugout, looking at the big screen. And we've seen a lot of hitters do that this year, walking to the dugout, scratching their heads, going, is that a changeup or a fastball? Because they both look the same.
Clippard 6'3", comes straight over the top, all arms and legs flapping at you. Here's a Ramos Ramirez who has 2 hits today, and he hacks one straight up in the air for Danny Espinosa. 2 outs. Masson is giving away 30 prizes in 30 days, including signed jerseys and other Nats gear. All you have to do is visit Facebook.com/Masson Nationals to win. Well, this might be the key matchup of the day right here, and it's the first time in their careers they faced each other. Carlos Pena and Tyler Clippard. Pena 3 for 3.
I'm guessing he's going to see a steady dose of changeups, probably on the outer half.
And they'll hope he rolls one over right to Nix or Espinosa. That first pitch changeup. No swing. I thought the pitch was good enough to be a called strike. That was real close to the knees.
It's right where he wanted it.
And he throws him another one. A little higher. 81, 82.
I don't think Tyler Clippard ever cares if he's behind in the count, because that just plays right into his hand.
Everybody's sitting dead red.
Yeah, you get a guy up there 1-0 thinking about untying this baseball game, and you just keep throwing changeups. See if he triples up.
Pena 5th in the National League with 17 home runs. He goes with the fastball that time, and now he's got him 1-2. At least makes him aware of the heater in case he drops another change on him. Tie ball game, top of the 8th, 2 outs and nobody on. .93 to back him out.
That's a great pitch. You want to throw a waste pitch with a purpose. You just don't want to throw one to throw one. And that made Carlos Pena think about something inside to make him move his feet. And now you have to think twice about diving out over the plate with 2 strikes, because he stood you up with the fastball. And if you're thinking about covering the outer half, it'll make you think twice when you feel 93 by your ear.
Great discipline by Pena to lay off that one. And the count's full.
He's shocked if this isn't a changeup.
That's what it is. And Tyler Clippard strikes out Carlos Pena. 1-2-3 in the 8th. Pitcher spot due up, then Pudge and Desmond. a pitcher pinch hitting in a moment. We'll tell you about the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report returning tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30. Now, in TV, it makes no sense if we tell you we have a live clip, but it really is. At 5:55, Tyler Clippard live. Joining Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, Dave Johnson, all the latest news on the Nats and the rest of baseball. The Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, Mass in HD. Jason Marquis hits for Tyler Clippard. Marquis has been here before. 0 for 1 this year as a pinch hitter. Overall, he's 8 for 35 with 3 RBIs. Gary Wood still in the ball game, facing 4 hitters so far, retiring just 1. And Marquis steps back from a low inside fastball, 2-1. Way upstairs.
And this is where, if I'm Davey Johnson, I give Jason Marquis the take sign.
Sure.
3-1 count normally. No. Tie ball game, the bottom of the 8th pitcher, yeah.
Oh, that might have been ball 4. It was way upstairs. And lately, Mike Winters has not been given that high strikeout peak.
Well, you think about it, you're going to get the same pitch 3-2 that you got 3-1 leading off an inning. Not necessarily the case with runners on base, but hey, you put him up there to hit. He wants to hit.
3-2. That's right down the middle. He swung at ball 4 and took strike 3. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. So Marquis, a former Cub, is gone. And now it'll be Pudge and Desmond here in the 8th. Drew Storen getting ready in the Nats bullpen to pitch the 9th inning. Way inside, ball 2. Gary Wood puts him on his knees again.
I mean, his release point, he hasn't had it since he's been out there. You look at his numbers on the year. 25 1/3 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, but 11 walks. And I mean, his misses haven't even been close to that.
And add 2 walks and a hit batter onto that. Nats taking base runners any way the Cubs want to give them to him. Gary Wood with his 3rd walk of the 6 men he has faced. That'll bring in Ian Desmond.
That's a tough guy to walk too, Pudge Rodriguez. Only 8 walks all season long. That's his 9th one. He's going up there hacking.
Same can be said for Ian Desmond. He's walked 16 times this year. Key base hit to deep short, leading off the 7th, led to that Nationals tying run. Gary Wood can't throw strike 1 right now.
And you can't help him out. If you see a pitcher like this scuffling, if you're Ian Desmond or any of the Nationals hitters, you really have to lock him in and make it be on a tee.
That's just a shame Jason Marquis didn't take the walk when he would have had it.
I mean, if a guy's going to go out there and hang himself, you have to let him do that, and you can't help him out. You have to really, really keyhole him and look for your pitch in your spot.
Not even close, 2-0. Ian Desmond, 1-for-1 career against Kerry Wood. And the Cubs are getting their bullpen busy again.
That's a good take. Not close with the first 2 pitches. You're heading to count 2-0. Make him throw a strike, but now, all bets are off. He threw a strike, and now it's game on.
Right down the middle on 2-1 with a 90 heater. Nats are taking some nice pitches here. And Desmond is so aggressive. It's surprising. Well, he took the strike and swung at the ball. Some backwards hitting going on this inning, and Kerry Wood strikes out his 3rd. And here comes Rick Ankiel, who sacrificed his first time up after coming in double switch. Mike Quaddy to the mound. He'll call on his left-hander, James Russell, to face Ankiel. So Kerry Wood gets the Nats back even with a lack of control, but nobody could get a base hit against him. They've had 6 today, but 1 in each of the last 3 innings. Lead runs aboard, 2 outs here in the 8th. If you're hitting the road, take the Nats with you, MLB.tv. Every game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite device. For more details and to order, Nationals.com, MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Left-hander Jeff Russell, 30 games, 5 starts for the Cubs. ERA just under 5. James Russell, pardon me.
A fastball, slider, curveball change from Russell. He only throws his fastball 48% of the time. So all sliders too. Fastball, slider from Russell. And there you see the slider.
Rick Ankiel had a good weekend against the Pirates. With 5 hits in 10 at-bats, a walk and a homer. And a ball popped up back to the right. 3 rows over the screen. Pudge and Pena were together in Detroit for a while, having a good visit over there. Pudge hopes to depart very shortly.
Pudge is thinking about going. A great shot of Pudge trying to sneak a peek there. Giovanni Soto. You see anything but a throw-over sign against a lefty, you can guess and go first move and get yourself into scoring position. Probably unlikely, but he's looking for a reason. You see the throw-over sign right there with the thumb. That was the high fastball sign, excuse me. But yeah, if you can get the throw-over sign, Bob, and you know what it is, and you see anything but the throw-over, very rarely do lefties read you at first base. They're either going home or they're going to first, and it's hard for them to choke it off and go to first if they decided to go home.
Ankiel right off the end of the bat. That ball stays fair. Easy base hit. That took a funny little spin while still on the grass. And now the lead runs at second base.
That looked like you out of the sand. That ball was spinning all over the place. There's a big smile on that Titleist.
I thought Ankiel, I didn't think he fell down on his back like I did.
He will take it. That is a line drive to left in the books. You're facing a tough lefty with a lot of sliders. Any way you can get on, any way you can get a knock is a beautiful thing. And that's what we used to call that right there in the dugout. A beautiful thing.
Here's Bernardina. Rogers 0 for 4 today. Tough day in the field. And that's high in the zone for a strike.
Maybe away, too.
Target outside corner. So it was a fastball he threw out there and missed. Tell you, the way the Cubs bullpen has gone to so many long counts. Their defense, worst statistically in the league, has been on their feet a lot here last 2 innings. Bernardina fooled, then an off-speed breaking pitch.
Spread out, battle, fight with 2 strikes.
He pulls it right side on the ground to Darwin Barney. And the Nats have stranded 9 base runners today. Into the 9th. Drew Storen will come in and try to keep it tight. .15 hits, 8 runs. It's all even. Top of the 9th coming up. Bird, Campana, and Soto, 6, 7, 8 for the Cubs. And Drew Storen takes over after a sparkling 8th inning by Tyler Clippard.
Yeah, Drew Storen fastball slider. Thrown a couple changes this year, but as we've seen recently, I'm throwing that slider over, get me over slider for strike 1. A lot of players have been sitting dead red on Drew, jumping on his first pitch fastball. So we'll see if he does that again today. A lot of first pitch sliders from Storm.
Yeah, we saw that when he varied his routine against the Pirates, getting his 20th save on 3 ground balls and a base hit in Game 2 Saturday night.
Yeah, opponents hitting just 186 this year off Drew Storm.
Marlon Byrd, 1 for 2, RBI single, a walk. He does go first pitch fastball and misses outside.
At first pitch fastball is okay if you locate it. Just because you throw 95, you can't just pump a piece of cheese right down the middle and expect to get away with it on a consistent basis. So he's trying to locate that one down and away. Good spot.
Up the middle by Marlon Byrd. Smart hitter, not trying to do anything there except take it right back from where it came.
Very short, compact swing from Byrd. We saw him get an RBI with a similar swing. He just let that ball get deep. Not a whole lot on that slider from Drew Storm.
Next up is Tony Campana, 25-year-old rookie from Kettering, Ohio, who stole 136 bases in the minor leagues.
Yeah, if he lays down a bunt right here, you better be in a hurry because he can fly.
You can tell by that stance he's looking to just bump the ball around somewhere. He was in a bunt stance. And the third base umpire, Mike Muchlinski, will say he took a stab at that ball, and the Cubs dugout is really unhappy about it.
Let's check it out. Did he make an attempt to bunt this baseball? I think he did. You see that little jab at it before he pulled his hands back? And I've done that before. You go to commit to the baseball, you stab at it, you miss it, and you pull your hands back to try to get a call. But you look where he's standing in the batter's box right now. He's bunting again. You get up in the batter's box when you're sacrifice bunting. It makes the foul lines get behind you. Actually gives you more fair territory to bunt with. So anytime you're wondering if a guy's bunting, look where he's standing in the box. Good sacrifice bunters will get way up in the front of the box. It almost brings the foul lines back behind you and gives you more room to keep a bunt fair.
Just have to make sure you stay in the box or don't step across home plate, which we've seen this year. Target away. Squares early. Time given.
Squares early, calls timeout late.
A late request and a give by the umpire, Mike Winters.
See him scoot up with his back foot. His front foot's almost out of the box.
And he bounces it foul, strike 2. Is he a good enough bunter where Mike Quaddy would keep this on?
Well, generally speaking, managers won't put the bunt on with 2 strikes for position players. If he does it, it might be on his own. And we'll see what they choose to do. A lot of times a manager will throw over to first base one time here to see if he shows bunt with 2 strikes. That'll give the pitcher a better idea of what he's thinking. He's still way up in the box. And I haven't seen him enough to know if that's where he stands normally. But he's way up there.
Target in from Pudge. He squared and took it upstairs, 2-2. Guys trying to make it out, and Drew falls to 3-2 now.
Yeah, he's been throwing through his slider today so far. You saw the one to Bird that went back up the middle. That one had nothing on it too. So Drew Storm's got a good fastball today, but he doesn't have the slider fastball combo.
Three-two, runner goes. Ball slapped on the ground. Out! Out! Double play! How about that? A runner going off first and a speedy batter. They get them both.
Well, the ball was hit hard enough, but the play was made by the quick feed to Ian Desmond from Danny Espinosa. Watch him get rid of this baseball. Bam! It was in his glove for a second. Basically just redirected to shortstop. And Ian Desmond does a good job of getting something on the throw in traffic. And they get the double play. Watch how quick Espinosa gets rid of that ball. Now I watched him today in batting practice working on that. Just a little backhand feed, the bare hand feed. And that's what made that double play. You don't turn that double play unless the guy that fields it gets rid of the ball quick.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Now the Nats can get back to their normal defensive positions. Bixler guards the line at third against Giovanni Soto here in the top of the 9th. Little pop fly, playing real deep is Antiel, and he can't get there. Giovanni Soto's hit 8 home runs this year. The Nats respecting some power there. And this will be Reed Johnson now, his second at bat in the number 9 spot.
Respecting some power, meaning playing in a no doubles defense. Tie ball game, top of the 9th. 2 outs, nobody on. You play deeper than deep in the outfield because you can't allow anything to be hit over your head or in the gaps. So you're cutting down angles in the gaps. And you're also playing deep enough so nothing can be hit straight over your head, and that allowed that single to fall.
And again, Drew having a hard time locating the slide piece. Blake DeWitt, if the inning continues. Pitcher spot due up next for the Cubs, and they've had Carlos Marmol warming up. He's been joined by another right-hander, Marcos Mateo, in case the game is tied. Big crowd, really quiet here in the 9th. After 2 sliders, a fastball misses 3-0. Blake DeWitt, by the way, if he gets up there this inning, has the most pinch hits on the Cubs ball club. And Storn gets the 3-0 fastball in there.
And if Drew Storm can get through days like this where he doesn't have his good slider, I think that's how you grow as a closer. You don't have your great stuff. I always talk about how anybody go out there with their great stuff and dominate. It's on the days when maybe you don't have your very best stuff that you get through it. And it builds confidence because you know you don't have to go out there on a daily basis with your very best stuff.
Getting outs all that count, and that's 3-2 now. Cubs will get some help on the count as Soto can be moving with 2 down off first. Right off his hands and over on top of the dugout.
And I like the pitch selection. I don't know if you fight your slider on days that you don't have it. And I think a well-located fastball here, 3-2 with 2 outs by George Thorne will do the trick.
Bouncing ball, Desmond waits for it, fires, on target. Here comes the bottom of the ninth. Bixler, Espinosa, and Nix. The Nats try to win it.
Ball game as we head to the bottom of the ninth here at Nationals Park. Our ninth inning update presented by WB Mason. Well, the Nationals have done it 14 times this year, Ray, scoring to win a ball game at the bottom of the ninth. Let's see if they can do it again today.
They can do it again. You got the right guys up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right in the middle of that lineup. Who's your pick to click?
I'm going to probably say I'm not going to pick anybody. Everybody's capable of doing it.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to go that way.
All right, well, let me say, my pick to click is going to be Nix.
All right, well, he's had a pretty good day.
He's going to hit a bomb.
That's right. And we will find out as we go back up to Bob at FP, and we'll be back with our Nats Extra postgame in hopefully very few minutes.
Not only expert analysis, but bold predictions as well. Thank you, gentlemen. Lance Nix has had a big day. Jordan Zimmermann had a pretty good day, too. Betrayed for a couple of runs by his defense. And the Nats finally got Carlos Pena out last time.
Ray's pick to click right there. Lance Nix. A base hit to right field, and then the big at-bat coming up against Kerry Wood, but you see his triple first. And this was a great take, the RBI walk. So that's Ray's pick to click. My money's on Brian Bixler to lead this thing off.
Left-handed James Russell still in the ball game. Bixler swings through one, even with a bag at third. Ramirez. Same for Pena on the right side. Bixler came into pinch run in the seventh, stole second, ended up at third. On the off speed, Bryant out ahead of it.
You just get the feeling if Bixler can put the ball in play, he's got a chance. I mean, he's that fast, right?
Yep.
We've seen him so many times just hit the ball on the ground and beat it out. A little mishandled by the infielder.
And the 0-2. I knew I called James Russell Jeff for a reason earlier. His dad, Jeff, was a very good right-handed reliever for the Texas Rangers, the Reds, the A's, the Red Sox, and the Indians. Late 80s, early 90s. His dad could throw hard. And Bixler will slap it out to center. That'll be Marlon Byrd for the first out. Nationals have been out hit 10-7 today. They have stranded 9 runners. And Danny Espinosa will be next with Lance Nix to follow. Espinosa to bat right-handed here. Danny hitting .316 from this side of the plate.
We use the term hitterish all the time, but just from the right side, you see that big leg kick, and he just looks like he is ready. The left-handed swing much improved, but the right-handed swing has been there all season long.
Espinosa chops it right at Aramis Ramirez. 2 outs. All right, here's Lance Nix. Base is empty. What do you think's on his mind?
Ray Knight's call. He's thinking right now, I'm going to do some damage.
He'll have to do it against a lefty. If it goes to the 10, Henry Rodriguez ready for the Nats.
Little flinch by Mike Winters.
2-1.
Thinking about calling that a strike.
Nick's trying to hop all over that one. Lance Nix drives it to left. But right there is Reed Johnson. This ball game is going extra innings. 4-4 after 9. It's a 4-4 ball game. This year in extra innings, the Cubs are 5-2. They're 1-2 on the road. The Nats in extras are 8-5 and 2-1 here at home. Most of their action has been on the road in overtime. 24th game for Henry Rodriguez. Cubs will have the top of their order up with the pitcher's spot. That'll be Blake DeWitt and then Barney and Castro as Rodriguez has to throw strikes to keep this thing going.
Yeah, fastball slider change from Rodriguez. And it's all about strike one.
Blake DeWitt for the Cubs, part of that 5-player deal last year, traded with Kyle Schmidt and Brett Wallach, couple of pitchers to Chicago for Ted Lilly and Ryan Theriot from the Dodgers. First pitch fastball is in there to DeWitt, who has 6 pinch hits this year, 3 RBIs in 31 at bats. With no reaction time.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of reaction time when a guy throws 100 miles an hour. And a lot of times, you know, maybe not the great hitters, but the good hitters and below, you almost have to designate you're going to swing at that pitch if you're looking at fastball and hope it's a strike. Because there's not a whole lot of time to react. You get to 95 and above, every extra mile an hour is so many feet per inch, and the ball just jumps on you. You don't have a whole lot of time. I think that's why you see so many swing throughs on his curveball. His slider, the one he throws as hard as he can.
Darwin Barney, the second baseman, hitless next. That's the changeup, 91, but he threw it inside. I think if the reaction of the hitter was such that if that was anywhere near the plate, he couldn't have pulled the trigger.
That was definitely a lock him up changeup. He just went too far inside.
Threw him a strike, a flare to center, and right there is Rick Ankiel for the first out in the 10th. The Cubs still do not have a base hit from any of the top 3 hitters in their lineup today. For that matter, the Nats have one. Danny Espinosa's double back in the first, but they've had some walks and a hit batter, a couple of guys on base at least. For the Cubs, it's been all about the middle to the bottom of the order today. And here's Barney, 0 for 4.
Good fastball.
Took a little bit off, 98.
Yeah. The outer half of the plate. Good pitch. Strike one. I just think Henry Rodriguez needs to trust his fastball a little more. I think he throws so many off-speed pitches because he doesn't have the confidence to throw that pitch for a strike. But the only way you learn how to throw it for a strike is to keep throwing it. And that was a nasty slider. 85 miles an hour.
Enough snap on that thing that a lot of guys would be proud of that as their curveball. And Barney severely jammed, fouls it off to the right side.
And you talk, I mean, if he can ever just get his command down to where he can start locating his fastball. I mean, right now it's, you know, can you throw it for a strike or not? But then when he takes it to the next level and gets the command and throws it for a strike and then starts dissecting home plate and can move it around in and out, I mean, that's where the potential lies with this guy. And that's what the Nationals are hoping, that Henry Rodriguez can be a consistent strike thrower, and he's very young, but as he matures to be able to not only throw strikes, but throw quality strikes. And when you throw that hard and you can start painting, I mean, sky's the limit.
Whoa. Up and in, 3-2. Just turned 24 years of age at the end of February this year. Part of the Josh Willingham trade. And again, Carlos Marmol on your left. Marcos Mateo, if the game is tied, bottom 10, they can save Marmol for a save, being on the road. Ball slapped to the right side. Long way for Espinosa. Now he's got to get rid of it, and he does. All right, FP, take us through that play, because that is difficult stuff right there.
It's difficult to get to it. A lot of second basemen don't even get to this baseball, but then the hard part is the throw and squaring yourself up. But look at him reach down there, head to the baseball, on the run, against his body, sidearm throw right on the money. I don't know why I still get excited every time he makes these plays, because we've seen a million of them all year long. But, you know, the speed of the runner forces you to maybe get rid of that baseball a step before you want to. Just another solid play from Danny Espinosa.
Starlin Castro for 4 today. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. Beautiful.
And give Espinosa even more credit, because we've talked about it many times. The tempo of Henry Rodriguez is not the quickest. As an infielder, it's tough to be on your toes when a guy's going full count, walking around the mound, taking his time, being very deliberate. And I think in Henry Rodriguez's defense, he's trying to slow the game down to where times it gets away from him, so you understand the fact that he's very deliberate. But even more props to Espinosa for being ready.
No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, man.
And Pudge was saying to himself before that pitch, I almost got through a Rodriguez outing without getting smoked with the ball in the dirt.
And then after the pitch, he said, you know what? It's 2 outs, nobody on. Why did I even do that?
That's just instinct, man.
I know.
You know what that'll do is buy you a call. You save a home plate umpire and getting hit by a pitch by blocking a ball like that with nobody on. That'll get you a call. That'll buy you a couple inches on the outer half of the plate, trust me. And nobody's more pumped about that than Mike Winters.
That breaking ball stays upstairs. 2-2. Ramos, Ramirez, and then Pena. Rather worry about those guys later, or maybe tomorrow. 2-2 pitch. Oh, he offered on a pitch way outside. Nats get a break, 10th inning over. Jason Worth coming up, then the pitcher spot, and then Pudge, bottom 10. Washington, D.C. This one into the bottom of the 10th with Worth, the pitcher, and then Pudge due up against right-hander Marcos Mateo.
Your fastball slider change for Mateo's fastball averages about 94 miles an hour, so a power arm. I'm looking at his last 3 appearances. June 30th at San Francisco, 5 innings, 2 hits. So he threw 5 innings against the Giants. And then on 6/28, he threw 2 innings. And 5/16 against the Reds. 2/3 of it, and he gave up a run. A couple of walks.
Jason Worth is going to lead off here in the 10th. Then it appears Wilson Ramos will hit for the pitcher. And the Nats have been wrecked by some hit by pitches. Jerry Hairston the first in line, and there have been 3 of them this week.
And Michael Morse available today to pinch hit. He tried to talk his way into the lineup. They wanted to give him 1 more day's rest, but you look at all the guys that are being pitched inside. That'll tell you something about the game plan against those 3 hitters. A lot of times, even if it was unintentional, you'll still see a little bit of retaliation, and you haven't seen a whole lot of that.
Jason Worth 1 for 3 today with a single walk and 2 RBIs. On the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike from Mateo. Wilson Ramos next, and then Michael Morse is it. I know what you folks are thinking. What about Levon? He would be the best remaining hitting pitcher after that, in case this thing goes a while. And a 2-1 to Worth on a good take outside, ball 3. Cubs have handed the Nationals 5 walks today. That's how Washington tied the game in the 7th. And Worth will hit it out of play back to the right. Three-2. Outside, the winning runs on base.
You got to question that pitch selection. He was just ahead in the count 3-1. He threw a fastball that he was late on and fouled off. Something about that swing must have scared him, and he went 3-2 slider to the leadoff man to tie game in the bottom of the 10th.
So they call Ramos back and bring in Levon Hernandez to bunt. This will get quite a reaction. Nats employed their second pitcher pinch hitting today. Marquee pinch hit back in the 8th, and now Levon Hernandez right here. Levon this year, 10 sacrifices, 118 in his career. Oh, look at that. Step off the bench, walk out onto the field, touch first base, make a right turn. We'll see you tomorrow.
And get a standing ovation from the crowd.
The ultimate showman.
I mean, you couldn't catch it with your glove, put it in your bare hand, and roll it out there any better than this. And check out Levon Hernandez admiring the work as he's running down to first base. He's like, that is beautiful. Almost like he's chipping out of the sand trap and watching it roll right to the hole. And it's not that easy. And how many times have you seen a guy get a standing ovation on a sacrifice bunt? And that's what you just saw with Levon Hernandez.
Long conference for the Cubs here. Pudge coming up, and then Desmond. And something amiss with Marcos Mateo. I, for one, would hate to see them have to take him out of the game and maybe bring in Carlos Marmol here.
Let's check out the Levon Hernandez bunt one more time. We're talking about, you know, killing a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not that easy. He got it out in front, able to get it off the end of the bat. And watch him deaden this baseball. This is perfect form for you kids at home. You see that? Just giving with it a little bit, almost like the bat is his glove, and he's catching it. And when you're really good, you can look back at the bunt all the way down to first and say, that was awesome.
Well, the pitcher is leaving. Who do the Cubs bring in? Carlos Marmol had been warmed up at least twice. And he's the nastiest of their guys in the bullpen, their closer.
And Mike Quaddy's on the top step right now trying to figure out who they're going to bring in, but don't they have to bring somebody in? His hands are up in the air. He's talking to his pitching coach, and they're trying to figure out which guy they're bringing into this baseball game.
Well, they still have John Graybo from the left side, Chris Carpenter, a righty, and Carlos Marmol. That's it, so it shouldn't be that difficult. And if a pitcher's injured, they don't have to have anybody ready. The guy gets all the time he wants or needs.
But don't they have to have a guy? Isn't that part of it? Don't you have to put somebody out on the mound and bring somebody in?
Yeah. And as I feared, it appears to be Carlos Marmol, who at times is really unhittable, but at times has control issues as well. Marmol on the way. He'll get a lot of time, but he already has warmed up twice today. Have the winning run on base with one out. Carlos Marmol is warming up. Extra innings have been quite a crazy ride for the Nats this year. 13 of them, but look at the runs. That's unbelievable. Their bullpen has been magnificent for the most part in extras this year. The Nats had a 5-run explosion in Chicago to win that Friday night 14-inning game. So that's how you can have the disparity in runs despite the close games.
Well, that's all I know is they got the right man, the right spot with Pudge Rodriguez up. But when you're facing a guy like Carlos Marmol, get this. Fastball, slider, that's what he has. Fastball 92, slider 83. He throws his slider 61% of the time.
Yeah. And you can see there he's blown 5 save opportunities. He's got that kind of herky-jerky motion where he leans back and then comes through really quickly. And hitters will tell you they have a hard time picking him up.
And if we have that information, the Nationals have that information. And, I'll take my chances if I'm Pudge sitting on a slider. I mean, you're going to get one. But when you get one, I think that's the problem because it is so nasty that every once in a while you get a little fired up, throw it through the break, and you leave one hanging out over the plate.
Yeah, you look fastball, you might go a hole at bat without getting one. Pudge Rodriguez in the clutch has been great lately. Today he's 0 for 3 with a walk. Robbed of a hit by Carlos Pena earlier. What a nice time for RBI number 20. Good speed at second in Jason Worth. And the Cubs are playing their middle infielder so wide, he can get a huge lead and walk to third base.
Unbelievable. They paid no attention to him. Partner, you were all over that. They didn't look him back. They didn't deke him back, and he knew it and took advantage.
That's bad baseball.
Nobody near him, doesn't look once. And Soto had no shot. I mean, that's heads-up base running. And now all of a sudden they bring the infield in. And the right man is at the plate.
Unbelievable. 0-1 to Pudge. Breaking ball outside. I mean, their middle infielders were each 50 to 60 feet from second base.
Well, they're both young, and they both probably learned a very valuable lesson.
Pudge takes it up and away, ball 2. That was close.
I'm shocked that Mike Quaddy's pitching to Pudge right here.
1 out, runner at third. That's a strike, and Pudge thinks that was the same pitch as the previous one, called outside.
I think it was outside. Regardless, it's a 2-strike count to Pudge Rodriguez, and he's got to throw that one away because he's got a big one coming.
2 balls, 2 strikes. There it goes, back to the screen, and the Cubs hand the Nationals a win.
And Jason Worth is getting worked over by his teammates. And that's a signature of this offense. You can talk about the batting average, you can talk about the numbers all year, but they've won games because they've been aggressive on the bases. And a lot of guys don't even think about stealing third when you're the winning one on second base. Jason Worth takes third, slider in the dirt, game over. And that's been the signature of this ball club all year long, aggressive on the base pass. And once again, I don't know why we're excited, why we're shocked. Another walk-off win for the Nats. And look at the slider right here for Marmol, nowhere near. I mean, that's not even close. That would have been behind a left-handed hitter. And Jason Worth all over it. And he knew as soon as it got by that that game was over.
Man, wrap that one in some gift paper, put a bow around it, and the Nationals win it 5-4. And here's Debbie with Jason Worth.
Okay, thank you very much. What did you see there with Marmol, Jason?
Well, I wasn't hitting. I don't know what Pudge saw, but, I just got a good jump and took advantage of the situation.
And you were able to steal third, too. Were you noticing something there?
No, I just, took advantage of the situation, like I said, and, luckily I got in there.
This team was a little banged up today, but you guys didn't let that affect you at all, did you?
No, that's part of it. You go through the season, guys get banged up. That's why we got bench players. We got a good group of guys. We got great bench players. We got a great team. It's gonna be fun in Washington.
And finally, Jason, this is the final week before the All-Star break. What do you think about the way the team is playing, especially here at home in front of these fans?
We've been playing great at home. These people keep coming out and supporting us. I see good things for this team, and we just need to keep playing good ball, get to the break, and look forward to an awesome second half.
Okay, great work today, Jason Worth. Thank you very much. Let's go back up to you, Bob.
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. Let's have a look at our Ford drive of the game, FP.
Don't giggle. It's a big play. Levon Hernandez with the bunt to first. So you can talk about maybe this game was gift wrap, but you know what? Jason Worth getting on. Levon Hernandez off the bench, and we say it all the time. It's a different guy every day. You had to get somebody on. He stole third base. So on the 4th of July, once again, Team America thrills everybody.
Nats win it 5-4 in 3 hours and 31 minutes. For FP and Debbie, Bob Carpenter, and the Nats are back at 500, by the way. Cubs and Nats tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned. Nats Extra coming up next, and from the booth, see you later.